as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
After 66 steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
We've got a full show lined up for you tonight, from travel and tourism updates to reflections on fatherhood and family, with a sprinkle of Bahamian inspiration along the way. I hope you're well over the hump of today, and if not, no worries, we've got you covered. This is What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain. Here's what's ahead. Pack your bags, at least mentally. Bahamas Air joins us with updates on new destinations, travel rewards, and a Father's Day promotion that's taking off. Also, we often think fathers lead the way, but sometimes children show them the path. Basil Dean reflects on fatherhood. And rounding things out, she's worked with Olympic athletes, NFL players, NBA prospects, and members of the United States Army. Now, this Bahamian trailblazer is shaping the next generation of performers through mental health and wellness training. Get comfortable. We've got a great show ahead. We start right after the break.
At the arrival of Breeze Airways' inaugural flight at Lynden Pinling International Airport, Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, and Chief Operating Officer at Tampa International Airport, John Tiliakos, called attention to the benefits of this newest link between the Bahamas and the U.S.
Well, this morning we had 120 passengers that landed in New Providence out of Tampa, and this deepens the interface between peoples. You have the Florida market, which is the strongest market for the Bahamas. And today we were able to welcome the first direct link with Tampa, which we have always seen very strong interest in terms of Nassau or the Bahamas, but no direct route. I'm advised that as soon as we were able to announce this flight, the website showed an increase of 45% in interest in this route. So this tells us that we are possibly and hopefully sitting on a mountain of interest coming out of Tampa into New Providence. And we try to say to our people, tourism is about how those who come from another place come and see who we are and what we are, to enjoy the spirit of our people, the beauty of our nation, our incredible culture. This is what tourism is about. And this morning, this launch with this flight, we believe and we hope will begin to open a door and a flood of interest and visits from Tampa, Florida.
This is the first jet service between Tampa and Nassau in more than 20 years. And I know that Breeze has launched with 2 flights a week. That will grow to 4 flights a week by next month. And hopefully we can convince Breeze to go daily.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve, Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
As the summer travel season heats up, Bahamas Air is introducing new routes, special promotions, and updates designed to make travel more convenient for customers across the Bahamas and beyond. From Father's Day giveaways to expanded flight options and rewards for frequent travelers. There's plenty happening at the nation's flag carrier. Joining us now to tell us more is Sales Executive Indira Scott from Bahamas Air. Welcome to What's Trending, Indira.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
It's great to have you here with us. So, summer is one of the busiest travel periods of the year. So what's new at Bahamas Air as we head into this season?
Well, we have a lot of things going on right now. I'm glad to announce we have some promotions going on, as well as new routes, new services. So a lot to offer the public right now.
So obviously, as you mentioned, Bahamas Air recently launched its Dad Takes Flight Father's Day campaign. So tell us about the promotion and how fathers and families can get involved.
Well, this is something I can personally say I'm excited for. You know, oftentimes you hear dads complain or say, we don't get nothing. We always left behind. You only check for Mother's Day. So we are glad to say that, dads, this is all for you, just specifically for you. So yes, we have a promotion going on now that's called Dad Takes Flight, whereas you have the chance to snap and win. So dads can take a photo, or father figures can take a photo with themselves and their child at any signage of Bahamas Air with their boarding cards in the boarding areas, boarding gates, and attach Bahamas Air, our social media pages, and they have the chance to enter to win 2 round-trip tickets into Orlando.
That is definitely great to hear.
Yes.
And perfect for this time, right?
Most definitely, yes.
So obviously there's also new routes for Bahamas Air coming up again. Obviously it continues to expand its travel options for passengers. So tell us about some of the new routes currently available. The new Nassau to Atkinson route is also launching this month, I believe. So we're so excited to talk to us about what's coming up.
Nassau to Arthurstown, Cat Island, which will be next week. So commencing June 25th, next week Thursday, Bahamas Air will be going into Arthurstown, Cat Island every Thursday and Sunday.
That's exciting. Any other new routes?
Most definitely. We have Freeport to Fort Lauderdale, as well as Orlando to Freeport. So yeah, we have some stuff to offer our clients who don't have to necessarily connect through Nassau. They can have direct services now into those destinations.
That sounds like an awesome maneuver there. So another major update, of course, at Bahamas Air. You're moving to cashless transactions at several of your destinations. So tell us, why was the change made and what options are available for customers who still prefer to use cash?
Well, we do find it to be a safer option for our public for their own personal reasons and their safety with using cards. And for persons who don't have necessarily a credit or a debit card, we have options as well. We have kiosks that will be available at our Freeport and our Nassau stations for customers to use as well. So they can utilize the kiosk, they can enter their cash into the kiosk, and then they'll get a coupon which they can then redeem for their flights.
So that's easy. I like
Simple
that.
as that,
I
yes.
like that option. And obviously, frequent travelers are always looking for ways to maximize value. So tell us about the Frequent Flyers program and how customers can start earning and redeeming miles.
Yeah, so it's as simple as that. As you fly, the more you earn. So with passengers, as soon as they sign up for our Frequent Flyer program, then they start earning. So as soon as they sign up, they automatically get 1,000 points upon signing up. Yeah, so they can then take those miles as they accumulate and redeem those for flights.
It can't get no easier than that.
No, not at all. You're flying either way, so you might as well get your points.
That makes a lot of sense. So before we let you go, there's also the Season of Love concert promotion with the Fall Love Codes. So how does that tie into Bahamas Air's customer engagement for this season?
Well, we do have a promo code that passengers can use both domestically and internationally, which will be Fall Love, FALLOVE, that they can use to get a discounted rate on their tickets as they're flying, so they can come in to see all of their favorite artists. We have Joe, Kelly Price, Fan Sean, Nishi Ellis, so yeah.
Well, there is definitely a lot happening over at Bahamas Air, and we can all be a part of it. That's what I like
it's something for everybody,
about the promotion. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
joining us this evening. And I know our viewers are definitely tuned in, so they know what they need to do to get the most out of Bahamas Air.
Most definitely.
So thanks again.
Thank you as well.
Awesome. So we shift gears now to the lessons our children teach us from a father's point of view. Stay with us.
Marco's, we make it better. Better ingredients, better flavors, better quality. A signature sauce that families have always counted on. We are not only serving your family, but our families too. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas with center squares or cheesy bread for just $29.95. When you want pizza you can trust, choose Marco's. Your family deserves the best. Marco's Pizza, crafted with heart and proudly shared with love.
Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
So you're planning to weather the storm at home. You've bypassed all the shelters, your preparation is complete, and so are your emergency kits. You're ready. But what happens if the storm changes direction and it's a direct hit? What's your evacuation plan? If you don't have one, make one. And remember, take into account the location of your house, whether it's near beaches, canals, or it sits in a flood-prone area, and be realistic about the evacuation plan. Plan what to take. In its simplest form, take only what you cannot afford to lose. Have a go bag ready and a discussion beforehand what bag contents should consist of, like toiletries, medication, change of clothing, and important documents in a waterproof folder. Take inventory of your home, pictures included. Make sure your vehicle has a full tank of gas. Decide your destination and the best route. If you can't get out, find safety in the highest level of your home. And as always, be sure to pay close attention to the ZNS network for weather updates. This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
We often hear about the lessons fathers pass down to their children: values, wisdom, discipline, and life experience. But what if the learning goes both ways? For many fathers, fathers, their children become unexpected teachers, shaping their character, challenging their perspectives, and helping them grow in ways they never imagined. Today, we're exploring the lessons children teach their fathers and how those experiences can transform priorities, deepen relationships, and leave lasting emotional impressions. Joining us now is a familiar face, Basil Dean. Welcome to What's Trending.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Basil, you look a little different today, so we got to talk about this beard that you know, no more clean cut. What's going on?
Well, what's going on here is the fact that I've taken more of a backseat from on-air television. I'm now working with a young lady, Diane Dossett, who perhaps you now see on a regular basis, Monday to Friday, presenting the weather, and I will continue some training with her to get her up to the proficiency level that she can take the show and run with it. And as a result, that give me time to take a break from the razor. And so I decided to grow my beard, seeing that I'm not on television on a nightly basis. And ironically, I shaved about a week ago because I had a function to attend, and I thought it would be nice to just clean shave again.
And it's back.
And because people seem to have fallen in love with the beard and asked me why did I shave. And so I said, it's not a problem. It only takes me about a week to grow it, and here it is.
There it is for sure. Well, it's very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get into our chat for the day about fatherhood. When you became a father, what was the biggest lesson you expected to teach your children, and what was the biggest lesson they ended up teaching you?
Being a father for the first time, for starters, was a roller coaster of emotions, which stemmed from joy to anticipation and to just simply thinking about the challenges, the unknowns that would come along with fatherhood. But I came from a very structured family, a family of 5 boys, and with a dad who was very much involved in our lives. And so that roller coaster ride did not last very long because I reflected on my own childhood and my upbringing. And I said to myself, Basil, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. So I simply applied the same tactics that my father would have used in bringing up his 5 boys, who are all today very productive citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And hence I promised myself that I would teach my 2 boys those same principles, which leads to you being a very respectful, a very decent and productive part of our society.
I like that. So many parents say their children change them. In what days, or rather what ways would you say that becoming a father reshaped your character or outlook on life?
Well, fatherhood taught me a number of things. First, patience. Patience in the sense that with a newborn child, they come into this very complex world, knowing very little. And it is for us to pour into them in order for them, again, as we said earlier, to develop, to be productive. But they naturally slow down the processes of life. And by that, I simply mean, when I look at my little ones when they were very young, for example, just learning to tie their shoelaces, it seemed forever in the day, because as an adult, you're very proficient with tying your shoes. It takes you just a split second. But you have to be very, very careful with children because they are in a learning process. And hence, that teaches you a lot of patience, that you have to allow them to take their time until they get it right. And when they get it right, the joy that it brings to you when you see the smile on their face, knowing that I was able to achieve that little task of tying a shoelace.
What qualities or values have your children brought out in you that may not have existed before fatherhood?
I don't know whether they brought out something that was not in me, because when you go back to the backdrop that I give with my own upbringing, And me just simply using that as a blueprint for my children. So it was not a difficult adjustment for me becoming a father, because I chose to be a father. And in choosing to be a father, you have to be prepared for the risk that comes along with being a father, and to do the things that are necessary in order to steer your kids in the right direction.
That's definitely sound advice there. So we know that fatherhood often comes with unexpected emotional experiences. How have your children helped you grow emotionally or become more vulnerable? Because, you know, in some cases we feel that the fathers sometimes are very stern and less emotional at times. Would you say that you've grown in those areas, or that's just a part, again, of your upcoming?
Well, I have two sons, and they are two different. The oldest one, if you see me, you see him. So we look very much alike. The youngest son does not look like Daddy, but we share a lot of common traits. I recall when he was growing up as a toddler, I loved the kitchen. I did most of the cooking in my home. And he would always jump onto the chair and want to assist with the cooking. And I'm happy that I did what I did. I did not discourage him, but rather got a tall chair and allow him to just hold the spoon and mimic what Daddy was doing in the kitchen. But as he grew into an adult, I noticed that traveled with him. And today he is very good in the kitchen. So one of the valuable lessons that I learned from being a father is that you must allow the curiosity of kids to develop and unfold. I'm now even a grandfather, so I'm doing it 2 times over. And when I look at my last grandson, for example, he would take a piece of paper, ask Grampy for a pen or a pencil. And it's just the joy of watching him sit on the floor and making his little markings on that piece of paper. And then when he's done, he would look at you for your approval. And that smile that lights up the room bring a feeling that it's really unexplainable. So yes, it has altered my emotions over the years. It has caused me to become more affectionate towards my kids, which I was not in my earlier days. I was somewhat of the one who tried to play, and I used that guardedly, try to play the tough guy.
Right.
But I realized later on in life and through my children that it is okay to express and to show your emotions. And again, with my grandchildren, even my oldest one, who's now 12 years old, a high school student, right? Whenever I pick him up from school, the first thing he does, he hugs his grandfather.
That's definitely a great feeling.
And that is priceless. The youngest one, I go to collect him from preschool, and he will come darting out again, grabbing Grampy by the leg, a feeling that is unexplainable.
Very much a wonderful, wonderful story. So thank you so much. Obviously, fatherhood has its journey of teaching us and guiding us along the way. So thank you, Basil, for joining us this evening and sharing such wonderful and fond memories with us about your sons and grandkids.
It has been my pleasure.
Well, stay with us. When we return, a Bahamian woman is making her mark in the world of sports. Here's how.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Bahamas. Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists, emergency officials, and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
From helping Division I student athletes thrive on and off the field to working with professional athletes, Olympic competitors, and the United States Army, our next guest is proving that mental strength is just as important as physical ability. Today on Bahamian Footprints, we meet Dr. Stephanie Coakley, a Bahamian sport and performance psychologist shaping the future of mental health, resilience, and peak performance in sport and beyond.
Bahamian Footprints, presented by Coca-Cola.
Dr. Coakley is the Senior Associate Athletic Director for Mental Health, Wellness, and Performance at Temple University. A certified mental performance consultant, Dr. Coakley has worked with collegiate, Olympic, and youth athletes, including the Philadelphia Eagles, the NBA pre-draft combined, the NBA G League, and members of the United States Army. Today, she oversees mental health, wellness, and performance services for more than 550 student athletes while continuing to advance the field of sport and performance psychology through leadership, innovation, and service. Welcome to the show, Dr. Coakley.
Thank you for having me, Jimanita.
It's great to have you here. It's great to have you here with us. So let's start at the beginning. Tell us about your journey from the Bahamas to becoming a leader in sport and performance psychology in a nutshell.
All right, very quickly, I left home back in the late 80s, and I fully intended to be a psychologist working with children, adolescents, and families. But I learned how draining and physically demanding or mentally demanding that work was. And at some point in my career, we didn't call it burnout, but I needed to take a break from that work, community mental health. And upon reflecting, I looked back at my life. I've always been involved in sport. My purpose and my passion in life is to help others to have a better and more successful life. And so at that point, I decided I was going to pivot to sports psychology. And then I went back to school to earn my doctorate in exercise and sports science with a concentration in sports psychology.
And today you oversee mental health and performance services for 550 student athletes. What does that responsibility involve, and why is it so important?
Well, I mean, it's It involves a lot. It's pretty demanding, and at its worst, I am helping student athletes to stay alive, because for some of them, the demands of not just competing, but life's demands combined with academic demands and athletic demands overwhelm their capacity to cope. And in some cases, student athletes become suicidal. And my role is critical in helping students to stay alive. Now, that's the worst case scenario. But most of the day, I am just working with student athletes, trying to help them navigate collegiate sport, academics, and do well at both, and consistently. Not only do I do mental health, I also do wellness. So nothing has to be wrong with you to want to be better. So I work with people in the wellness space, along with what I really enjoy doing, which is the mental performance, the sports psychology side of performance.
Well, definitely that sounds like a lot of great work that you're doing with young people there. I know our time is definitely running away from us, so we're gonna definitely have to cut this short. But we thank you, Dr. Coakley, for being a dynamic professional in your field, and obviously you are doing wonderful work, so we salute you. And we thank you again for joining us this evening on What's Trending.
Thanks very much for having me.
There's more on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Oh, isn't that nice? Wait, you missed it? You haven't been on the website. Here's how TDC can help you. Whether you're turning your home into a vacation rental, pitching a business idea, or growing what you've already started, the TDC is here to help. Visit tdcbahamas.com for every conversation, event, grant, and opportunity happening near you. Tourism is all of our business, and the TDC is here to support yours.
Heaven, I'm in heaven. And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
On Thursday's show, we explore fatherhood across generations with Hatley Eugene Thompson II. You don't want to miss this. And that's a wrap for What's Trending. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Until then, stay connected, everyone.
At the House of Assembly, I'm Makush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at stories making news tonight. The Minister of Education outlining future plans for Grand Bahama during his budget communication. Also, a Grand Bahama student found dead at a Florida apartment complex. And a family pleading for financial assistance as they face a medical emergency.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, big promises for Grand Bahamas classrooms. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Education, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, laying out plans for new schools, more teacher training, and expanding special education units across the island in his budget debate contribution. Our Charlie Jones has more in tonight's top story.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, pledged new investments and expanded programs for Grand Bahama during his 2026-2027 budget debate contribution in the House of Assembly Tuesday. Addressing what he called building the Bahamian people in his first budget as Education Minister, Cooper highlighted several initiatives specific to the Northern Bahamas. He notes under the Bahamas Education Sector Transformation Project, the construction of the new school on Grand Bahama will transform the education sector.
The best project
as it is referred, will assist the ministry in its continued efforts to transform the education sector by improving quality, relevance, and equitable access across basic education in the Bahamas. The main outputs include the construction of the East Grand Bahama Comprehensive School. And Central, I've been advised of your commentary. I've engaged with stakeholders on this matter.
The project also includes training for 2,000 principals and teachers. Cooper noting educators from Grand Bahama have already begun reaping the benefits. Pointing to higher education, he praised the University of the Bahamas Northern Campus, noting, "Nowhere is the future of the university more evident than at UB North in Grand Bahama."
UB North campus in Grand Bahama, where I had the opportunity to visit, where there is tremendous opportunity ahead, particularly once student housing is developed. It's a great vision to see an emerging university town for regional and international students, supporting the surge of growth in that economy.
On special education, Cooper called the Beacon School amazing, a sentiment he expressed during his visit to the school in early June. When speaking with principal of the school, he was informed of the 50-person wait list for the school, an issue he says will be resolved by September 2026.
The Beacon School in Grand Bahama alone has a waiting list of more than 50 students. Today, we are establishing additional units in Bartlett Hill and at the Holmes Rock School that will be retrofitted for special needs by September 2026.
Additionally, Cooper said Innovate 242, co-chaired by Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, will continue building a tech industry ecosystem. He also pledged to expand maritime education throughout the country as a part of the National Maritime Academy's growth. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Charlia Jones. Back to you, Ramiko.
Thanks so much, Charlia. Well, the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, in her contribution to the budget debate on Tuesday evening, highlighted that tourism continues to be the driving force of the Bahamian economy. Minister Martin noting that the future of tourism development should not be measured solely by number of visitors welcome to the Bahamas, but also by the number of Bahamians who are empowered to own businesses, lead within the tourism sector, and prosper from the industry's continued growth.
The nation saw record air and sea arrivals in successive years. Last year being unprecedented with 12.5 million arrivals. In the first 4 months of this year alone, the Bahamas welcomed 4,985,668 visitors by air and sea across all islands. The significance of tourism to our own national development is indisputable.
And while the Minister of Tourism says the nation's tourism product remains strong, sustaining this cornerstone of the Bahamian economy requires continued investment in the Bahamian people, culture, and all things that make the Bahamas unique.
We improve the product by building the nation. We improve it by increasing national pride and deepening our cultural inheritance, by training and professionalizing our frontline workers and human development, and by securing a clean environment and raising awareness of the need to keep it so that our children inherit. I didn't say the tourists, I said our children inherit a stronger and more progressive country.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Michael Pintard says as he reviews the government's 2026-2027 budget, he's looking for evidence of policies and programs that can deliver lasting benefits for Bahamians. Speaking Wednesday, Pintard pointed to recent assistance provided to residents in Grand Key, arguing that if such initiatives are effective, they should be supported by transparency and considered as a part of a broader national approach.
We expect a program to enable citizens in all of Grand Bahama, Abaco, and other family islands, as well as New Providence, Madam Speaker, to have their electricity bill dealt with in the way that 120 voters had their electricity bill dealt with in Grand Key just before the general election. Madam Speaker, wouldn't that be an incredible program?
Pintard also referencing a Tribune article which alleged that $200,000 in gift cards were distributed in Abaco by a political candidate using funds from the public treasury. While condemning the reported actions as illegal and unethical, he argued that similar assistance should be made available on a wider scale to benefit Bahamians across the country.
We expect a program, Madam Speaker, that would allow all Bahamians and all companies to at least receive. Those that provide services that Bahamians desperately need is a better way to put it, Madam Speaker, that they could receive voucher payments like the few did during the election campaign in Abaco. Imagine that, Madam Speaker. $200,000, Madam Speaker, given out by a PLP candidate, paid for by the public treasury.
A Bahamian student attending college in Florida has been identified by authorities as the suspect in a double stabbing near the University of South Florida. 21-year-old Hansel Pearson of Grand Bahama was found dead hours after the incident. According to investigators, deputies responded to a call just after 4:30 Wednesday morning and discovered two stabbing victims at an off-campus apartment. Both victims are reported to be in stable condition. Authorities say Pearson was later found dead around 3:45 Wednesday afternoon at another apartment complex used by University of South Florida students. Investigators confirmed that one of the victims was Pearson's roommate, while the second victim was not affiliated with the university. Now, officials have not released the motive for the stabbing or disclosed the manner of Pearson's death. Meanwhile, a relative mourned his passing in a Facebook post, describing him as her grandson and saying his death has left her with great pain. She wrote that she believed he had been reunited with his late father in heaven, adding that the loss felt as though she had lost two sons. We have an update tonight on a tragedy that unfolded weeks back. An 8-year-old boy is recovering in hospital after being shot. Police say the child was wounded after being shot by his brother. Our Charlia Jones has an exclusive update on the child's condition.
It's a story that has shocked the nation. The shooting incident of an 8-year-old boy accidentally by the hands of his brother last month. While admitting that his situation has been a difficult one to navigate, the good news is the young victim is showing promise in his recovery.
Ronnie is out of ICU now. He's in the recovery room. He's coming along pretty good. We should start therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy soon, very soon. Hopefully very soon.
According to reports, the young boy was shot in the head by his 12-year-old brother in a hotel room in Bimini with an unlicensed firearm belonging to their father, Dexter Saunders. For Anthony Marinello, president of Tropic Air Rescue, his company was tasked with transporting the young boy by plane for emergency care.
We received a call from the Bimini authorities that a small child had been injured in a gunshot accident. We responded to Bimini, landed on the north end of the island, and he was transferred from the medical clinic to our helicopter crew, who took him and flew him to the trauma center in Florida. The main challenge was to keep him alive. He was very severely injured and required all their skills of the critical care team to actually keep him alive and get him to the hospital.
And despite the circumstances, relatives say the brothers remain tethered in bond, with the younger brother constantly requesting to speak with his older sibling, a testament to the love they share for each other.
He's smiling and he wants his brother. He's asking for his little brother. His big brother, he's asking for his big brother, yes. Continue to pray for them. They need all the prayers and any donation or anything to continue his journey will be really appreciated.
Family members say Duran is expected to make a full recovery. His 12-year-old brother, who was recently granted bail in this matter, recently graduated from Gateway Christian Academy as the top achiever in his class. As for their mother, she remains in the U.S. with her youngest son. The boy's father was denied bail. Again, the good news is Duran Saunders is responding and is expected to make a full recovery. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Charlia Jones.
Well, in other news, as loved ones hold on to hope, family members of Diana Wiley are urging seeking help after she suffered a massive stroke earlier this month, leaving her in critical condition and in need of specialized medical care abroad. Our intern, Darissa Ferguson, shares the details.
Diana Wiley suffered a massive stroke on June 8, 2026, and remains in critical condition. Family members say she requires specialized medical treatment that is not available in the Bahamas.
I know initially she was complaining about pains, and then she would have gone to the hospital where it was discovered that she had a stroke. She suffered a stroke. She was then airlifted to Nassau, but there is still a threat of her encountering or suffering another stroke, so she needs to be airlifted to the United States.
The family's appeal has resonated beyond their immediate circle, drawing support from friends, well-wishers, and members of Miss Wiley's church. Her pastor said the congregation remains united in prayer and committed to supporting her as she recovers. For direct assistance, Pastor Maycock says you can reach out to the Freeport Bible Church.
These kind of things can happen to anyone at any time. And so it's always important to have a village of support around you when it's your turn. And so as a church and as a congregation, we just want to stand up with her. As so many others in this congregation, this community have need, as we've seen over the last months and years especially.
As support continues to pour in from family, friends, colleagues, and members of the wider community, those closest to Ms. Wiley say the road ahead remains challenging. They are now appealing to the public for assistance to help ease the financial burden facing her and her family during this difficult time.
We obviously here at Sister Mary, we value Miss Wiley. We love her, we appreciate her. She is a huge part of our school. She is the head of department for the technical study. She does a great job here, not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom in terms of facilitating field trips, events for the students so that they can better enhance their technical skills. And at this point in time, we're at a loss for words, and we just really would appreciate the public's assistance.
Those wishing to assist are encouraged to support the family's ongoing efforts to secure the medical assistance Ms. Wiley urgently needs. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Darissa Ferguson.
And still to come.
UB Ignite and IDB Lab hosting an entrepreneurship and innovation event. Those stories, sports, and more when the Northern Edition returns.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
It's all about fathers at Esquire Men's Freeport with 15 to 20% off store-wide and selected items at 50% off from June 1st to June 20th. Find the perfect gift for dad at Esquire, the best of menswear. Call them at 352-8816. Do It Center's Father's Day sale this Saturday, June 20th, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. 25% off store-wide, then end of month 2-day sale, June 26th and 27th. 20% off store-wide. Don't miss it. Calling all musicians, songwriters, and producers from Grand Bahama, enter the Welcoming Home Grand Bahama Song Competition for a chance to win up to $5,000. The theme is My Island, My Home. Deadline midnight, June 29th. Go to welcominghomegb.com for competition guidelines.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family. The brands you're looking for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Surprise Dad this week with special savings from Grand Bahama Tile's Father's Day pop-up sale. For 2 days only, Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, enjoy 15% off store-wide. Give Dad that special gift with special savings just for him. Starting tomorrow, come in and save with Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic growth taking center stage at the UB North campus for the launch of UB Ignite's Ecosystem Connect event. The Ecosystem Roadshow is being led by IDB Lab, the innovation and venture capital arm of the Inter-American Bank Group, with organizers hoping the conversations sparked in Grand Bahama will help drive future opportunities for entrepreneurs across the country. Our Sherelle Dames reports.
One day, one room, one goal as business leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovation champions from across the region gathered together with a shared mission to inspire deep thinking, foster entrepreneurship, and explore how ecosystem support organizations can help transform local ideas into global opportunities.
We have a lot of excellent potential in this country. We have amazing ideas, but actually getting that to fruition is very difficult for a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs and MSMEs in terms of scaling.
The Inter-American Development Bank is focused on leveraging entrepreneurship and technology to address development challenges throughout Latin America and the Caribbean. Through a partnership with the University of the Bahamas and UB Ignite, panelists emphasize that building a successful business requires more than just a good idea. And officials say strong networks, access to resources, and support organizations are all critical to helping entrepreneurs succeed.
The biggest gap, although we say it often, it's not just capital. It's actually connectivity. Connectivity between people, between islands, between entrepreneurs, and support systems that are designed to help them grow.
Recently done a project with Carib Equity, an initiative funded by the EU and IDB Lab, which we launched at the GET Forum in El Salvador a few years ago. And it was a 15-country regional ecosystem study, and the Bahamas was one of those countries.
Event speakers from Latin America explored practical approaches to business development from micro, small, and medium enterprises, including the use of technology and data-driven strategies.
To tell our story and our best practices and what we've been living through the whole process, especially applying tech in what we do.
I plan to bring some tools for the MSMEs and for the ESOs so they can do impact measurement correctly.
Key speaker for the event, President of the University of the Bahamas, Robert Blaine, along with UB North Vice President Denise Barnes, shared the importance of creating the conditions for long-term growth throughout the wider community.
I think of entrepreneurial ecosystems a little bit like engines. They're the groundwork that actually drives progress in communities.
We chose to bring or begin the roadshow here, not because of what this island has been through, but what it is capable of achieving.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames.
Well, a new food truck business is joining the growing lineup at the Freeport Food Truck Park, and the Small Business Development Center is highlighting the venture as an example of entrepreneurship in action. Officials say they're working to support the new business through funding opportunities and ongoing business development assistance. Representatives from the SBDC visiting Sawyer's Catering, a newly established food truck operation in Freeport.
This is a startup. This is exciting to see somebody taking the plunge, or taking the step right now to start a new business in Grand Bahama. And the other thing we want people to realize is that beyond funding for grants and business loans, the SBDC is an organization that gives you support pre-funding and post-funding, whether you got a loan or a grant. In this case, this would be a post-funding. And we also have a client who going to speak to in a few minutes, got support from the SBDC about 2 years ago. And she's going to speak to the experience that she had.
Officials say that the SBDC offers more than just grants and loans, providing guidance and support throughout the business development process. They say the goal is to help entrepreneurs turn promising ideas into sustainable ventures while contributing to economic growth in Grand Bahama.
Is something that the Bahamas needs, because for persons who can go there and apply for a business loan, they can rely on the grant. It's a standalone grant, so you don't have to pay it back. Courses and classes, like I stated earlier, on how you can use that.
Come on down. Sawyer's Catering is downtown at the Food Truck Park, right across from Jiffy Cleaners.
We salute our Facebook friend of the night, Trinice Pearson. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope that you enjoyed your day. And that is a look at stories making news. Be sure to stay tuned. Sports is up next with Shane Stubbs.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167. Or you can email us at ZNS3news@gmail.com.
Registration is open for the Welcoming Home Grand Bahama Race and Health Fair on Saturday, July 4th. The race begins at 6 a.m. at the Ministry of Grand Bahama in the Harold de Gregory Building. Walk, run, or bike to win grand prizes. Sign up today at welcominghomegb.com.
The Pro Cathedral of Christ the King extends warm birthday greetings to Pearl Nell Burrows. May God's blessings, good health, happiness, and peace continue to surround her today and in the years ahead. Happy birthday.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Surprise Dad this week with special savings from Grand Bahama Tile's Father's Day pop-up sale. For 2 days only, Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, enjoy 15% off store-wide. Give Dad that special gift with special savings just for him. Starting tomorrow, come in and save with Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. Buckle your seatbelts because the Andre Rogers Baseball Nationals kick off Thursday, June 18th to the 21st over in the nation's capital. With teams entered in each age group, GB Little League feels more than ready for the journey ahead.
This is basically the moment we've been waiting for the whole season. We've been gearing up, practicing, doing everything just for this. The guys, all of the teams, the 8U, 10U, 12U, and the 16U, all of them got goal on their mind.
There's going to be some serious competition across each category, especially the 12U and 16U division. But Chase Wilshcombe and Jameis Bethel say their teams are ready for all the smoke.
I've been training a lot, training my arm, getting stronger. We've been practicing very hard to try and win this nationals this year.
We've been focusing more on hitting-wise and defense. We're doing drills and plays for infield and outfield. I'm pretty sure that we're ready to go do what we have to do to get a gold medal for the Grand Bahama.
The 10U division will also be stocked, but Coach Mike Sweeting is confident in the prep the team has been putting in over the past few weeks.
We've been there before, so we know what it takes. We're trying to get Grand Bahama over the hump, working on our fielding, working on our hitting, bunts, fundamentals, basically the fundamentals of the game. So I feel once we could go over there and we could execute, we could come away with a win.
Meanwhile, the Grand Bahama Flag Football League playoffs are in full swing at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. The Arena Vixens ousted the Overtime Lady Elites in women's action. They got the W 6-0. In men's action, the Skies of Lemon Rock Boys knocked off the Container Port Stalkers, rolling to a 26-0 shutout, and the Powerade Knights ousted the Fidelity Bulldogs 12-0. So the semifinals are all set. The Buckles 3 Links Bad Boys will take on the Knights, while the Connect Shipping Jets go head-to-head with the Rock Boys, with a trip to this year's championship on the line. And finally, in scores from Grand Bahama amateur softball action. In co-ed play, Skyline 1 family blasted the Born to Party Animals 19-4. The Cubas Destroyers defeated the GBPA Regulators 18-12. In corporate play, Celebration Key quieted Customs heavy hitters 18-12. And in men's play, the Ira boys put a stop to the Infinity Crime Sluggers. The final score in that one, 21-14. And that's my time, but your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Keep the faith and your Northern Straight.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Grand Bahama, get ready for the annual Welcoming Home Grand Expo presented by the Ministry for Grand Bahama. July 1st through 10th, experience music, culture, business, sports, and unforgettable celebrations all across the island. Mark your calendars and go to welcominghomegb.com for more information.
Surprise Dad this week with special savings from Grand Bahama Tiles Father's Day pop-up sale. For 2 days only, Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, enjoy 15% off store-wide. Give Dad that special gift with special savings just for him. Starting tomorrow, come in and save with Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the government commits to stronger action on jet ski safety following a meeting with the U.S. ambassador. Plus, sobering reflections of an opposition leader 1 month post a bruising defeat at the polls. And an early morning chilling discovery shifts a fire investigation into a possible homicide. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. The Prime Minister makes the case that the Bahamas is on firmer economic footing than it has been in years. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Debate on the 2026-2027 budget wrapping up in the House of Assembly, with Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis touting the marked inroads and sound policies his government has made in the economy and public finances. Progress, he insists, the world has noticed, and one that has led to upgraded credit ratings. But he acknowledges that progress does not mean perfection. Now, we'll have more on the Prime Minister's contribution in our 11 p.m. newscast. Meantime, a series of industrial accidents renewing concerns over workplace safety across the Bahamas. The latest tragedy occurring just yesterday when a 26-year-old fell to his death at a construction site in Sandilands Village. Against that backdrop, Labor Minister the Honourable Pio Glover-Roll today reaffirmed the government's commitment to strengthen occupational health and safety standards to protect workers on the job.
Through our partnership with the OAS, we are preparing to implement the use of modern technology, including drone-assisted inspections, to improve our ability to monitor high-risk work sites, particularly large-scale construction projects and locations that are difficult to access through traditional inspection methods.
Meantime, added funds allocated to bolster the country's top industry in the upcoming fiscal period. Its new minister making her budget contribution Tuesday afternoon, underscoring plans to further the growth of tourism, as well as boast about impressive numbers already being seen. Corval Pyfram has more.
Tourism Minister, the Honourable Glenys Hannah Martin, paid homage to her predecessor, Deputy Prime Minister Cooper, during much of her budget contribution Tuesday. She praised him for leading the country through successive, consecutive, record-breaking years of visitor arrivals, and she announced that there are already signs that trend is continuing.
In the first 4 months of this year alone, the Bahamas welcomed 4,985,668 visitors by air and sea across all islands. That number represents an 88% increase over the same period in 2019 and a 13.9% increase over the same period in 2025, just last year.
Minister Hannah Martin revealed that between January and April of this year, foreign air arrivals increased by 5.5% over the same period in 2019 and by 4.3% over the 2025 figure. She also credited the ongoing infrastructural upgrades, particularly the Family Island Renaissance Initiative, for boosting arrivals.
Since the launch of the Family Island Renaissance Project, the initiative has expanded to more than 19 aerodromes across the archipelago.
And the minister announced plans to reinvigorate life to downtown Nassau around the clock. She invited Bahamians, including entrepreneurs and investors, to join in the coming opportunities.
We will empower the Tourism Development Corporation to acquire and assemble underutilized land downtown for strategic redevelopment, with Bahamian ownership prioritized. We will continue the systematic demolition of derelict structures, converting the cleared sites into green spaces, pocket parks, and public plazas. We will introduce a downtown streetscape program to upgrade lighting, paving, signage, and landscaping along Bay Street. And we will establish curated vendor markets and pop-up commercial zones to give Bahamian makers, food vendors, and artisans a permanent, organized presence downtown. This is in our blueprint for progress that we have committed to.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, in related news, a national cultural policy to be established to guide long-term growth in the orange economy. In her maiden address as the new Minister of Culture, Arts and Heritage, the Honourable Leslie Miller-Bryce told House members the transformative document will provide a comprehensive roadmap on the way forward. The new policy, she says, will help drive tourism, preserve Bahamian culture and heritage, and create more job opportunities for creatives across the cultural ecosystem.
National cultural policy is about creating the framework that will help translate those conversations into action. Cultural development has often been driven by individual programs and initiatives without the benefit of a comprehensive national framework capable of guiding long-term growth. The National Cultural Policy seeks to change that. It represents a significant step forward in strengthening cultural governance and ensuring that future investments, partnerships, programs, and priorities are aligned with a broader national vision.
The Seabreeze MP also indicated that a listening series has been launched to get more insight from stakeholders on the issues and challenges they face, as well as exploring new opportunities.
When the listening series concludes, it will produce far more than a report. It will produce a comprehensive roadmap, complete with strategic priorities, framework, policy recommendations, program expansion guidance, and investment direction that reflects the voices, experiences, and aspirations of the Bahamian people and creates genuine ownership among those who will help determine the success of this ministry.
Well, Urban Renewal officials recording a high volume of roof repair applications through the agency's minor repair program, which focuses on improving living conditions for residents in homes affected by structural deficiencies. That update coming from Minister of Urban Renewal and Community Development, the Honourable Lisa Ramming, during her budget contribution, during which she revealed that approximately $11 million was spent on repairs under the initiative. She also announced that the program's reach will soon expand to the Family Islands.
Lucia, we coming to you. Andres, North Andres, we coming.
Yes.
And Central Andres. This is one of the essential programs in the ministry and covers a wide array of assistance. It covers everything relating to making home ownership safe and comfortable.
House members also heard of 3 new programs aimed at improving the quality of life for vulnerable residents, including the installation of indoor plumbing in inner-city communities, expanding access to running water, and constructing wheelchair ramps for persons with disabilities.
Expectation that this ministry
We'll roll out these major projects in the coming weeks. The groundwork has already started with different teams being organized by the Special Projects Unit in all the areas, extending to Abaco, Cat Island, okay, Cat Island, Exuma, they're on the ground, Auckland's, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama, Bimini, in New Providence, we have Carmichael, we even have Golden Isles, Bamboo Town, Pinewood, Elizabeth, Yamacore, Angleston, Freetown, Bean and Grantstown. They are everywhere.
Meantime, opposition leader Michael Pintard publicly accepting stubborn but yet worrisome facts in the aftermath of the May 12th general election. Despite voter registration reaching record-breaking numbers, 70,000+ people did not turn out to vote. The reasons? Numerous, but as the Free National Movement chief acknowledged on his feed in the lower chamber today, among them the reality that the people were unconvinced by both major parties.
This means, Madam Speaker, that for the second straight election, we've had a government elected by a minority having no mandate by the majority of eligible voters to govern. It also means, Madam Speaker, that all political parties, all in our country, represent an uncompelling option according to the numbers to govern. That is a view held by far too many Bahamians, and it is a view we must work hard every day to change.
Pintard adding that his party has signed up afresh for the assignment, one where it will work harder and smarter.
We are prepared to not only listen, but to evolve and improve and better serve those for whom we work, the people of the Bahamas.
Coming up, a structural fire leads to tragedy. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more in a moment.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
The week moves fast. Move smart with KFC. Monday, start with crunchy deals. Tuesday, you already know, it's crazy. Wednesday, don't break the 20. Thursday, grab the Rap Star for $8.95. Friday, you made it. Grab the Crunchy Deals Value Box for $9.95. Saturday night, we got you covered. And Sunday, no stoves today. The fill-up box feeds the family. Outsmart the week with KFC.
Join us Sunday, June 28th at Rawson and Parliament Square for the Independence Beat Retreat. Celebrate the 53rd anniversary of Bahamian independence with an evening of culture, entertainment, and spectacular performances. The Cultural Village opens at 3:30 p.m., showcasing the best of the Bahamas. We'll see you there.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
When the craving hits, there's only one thing everybody agrees on. Hot, crispy, Wendy's chicken tenders. Made to satisfy every bite. Whether it's served as a slider or wrap, it's always perfectly seasoned, perfectly crunchy, and always cooked fresh. From lunch with friends to family moments worth sharing. For chicken tenders you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the annual Pre-Independence Beat Retreat. Don't miss this exciting event celebrating 53 years of Bahamian independence.
You are looking at a shot of Montague Bay coming in from the northeast, and that shot courtesy of drone pilot Neville Smith. Welcome back, everyone. Growing concerns over safety in the local jet ski industry prompting a high-level response from the government. The development follows a cautionary advisory from the United States and assurance that decisive action is being taken to tighten enforcement and safety standards for tourists and residents alike. Our Lloyd Allen reports.
Following that statement made by U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker, highlighting concerns within the jet ski operations here in the country, a meeting between local and international stakeholders held today. That meeting spearheaded by the Minister of Transport, the Honorable Leon Lundy. And according to the minister, that meeting went well, with a number of highlights coming forward going into the future.
It was just a meeting just reaffirming exactly what the government is doing, putting safety first, the safety of our residents and also the safety of every guest that comes to the Bahamas. And that's what it was all about, and reassuring them that we will keep them in the know by communicating.
The ongoing talks, according to the minister, will come in the form of quarterly meetings intended to apprise stakeholders from both the private sector as well as the Council of Core to deepen ties and relations with global partners.
One of the main things was that the entire committee wasn't meeting, but they were meeting only with the enforcers. So now I told them that moving forward we would do quarterly meetings with all of the stakeholders and also all of the different embassies.
As questions surfaced on the reason behind the statements made and concerns raised by the U.S. ambassador, Minister Lundy maintains the intent was simply based on assurance.
It's just ensuring that something was being done, and that's all he wanted, assurance that we were doing something. The government is serious about taking care and making sure that the guests are safe when they take on the jet ski operators.
Following those talks, the transport minister reaffirms a commitment to enhance visitor safety and to introduce body cameras as well as GPS tracking for operators. There will also be continued collaboration with the multi-agency task force, which includes the police force, the defense force, and the Ministry of Tourism, among other partners. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Shifting our attention now to an early morning investigation of a structural fire on Lee Street in the Nassau Village community that led officers to a gruesome discovery. The body of a 63-year-old man identified as Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union second vice president Perry Cox. Police press liaison officer Chief Superintendent Sharia King confirming on the scene that fire services responded to a blaze at a single-story duplex off Alexandria Boulevard around 2 this morning. She says at the time, light smoke was coming from the building, but when they accessed the property, officers realized it was more than a simple fire and foul play was at hand.
They gained entry, began extinguishing the fire, and they discovered an adult male body in the apartment unit with apparent injuries to the body. EMS was called to the scene, and they examined the body and found no vital signs of life. At this time, the deceased is in his early 60s, and we are now presently investigating this matter as an apparent homicide.
Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union President Darren Woods telling our news team that despite losing 4 team members, this loss, it's different. He described Cox as an activist, advocate, friend, and father, adding that his death is a major blow to the hotel union, specifically its members at KFC and in San Salvador, whom he was assigned to work with. Meantime, in the House of Assembly this morning, the Member of Parliament for Nassau Village, Jamal Strawn, described Cox's death as a heinous act.
I just wanted to extend sincerest condolences to his family, but also to encourage Bahamians to utilize peaceful conflict resolutions and exercise patience, as we would have now lost not only a community builder, but also a strong advocate in the constituency, a father and uncle. And I just express sincerest condolences to his family, but also to my constituency, as we've truly lost a pillar.
We can It also told you tonight that a police officer is at the center of a criminal case after authorities allege she and another man extorted money from a visitor to the Bahamas. Leah Cooper has the details.
A young police officer now finds herself accused of breaking the very law she swore to uphold. 23-year-old police officer Brianna Miller and 27-year-old Felton Turner appeared before Magistrate Abigail Farrington on Wednesday, charged with extortion. Prosecutors allege that the pair extorted $600 from Eric Mondello during an incident on Sunday, June 14th. The case stems from a complaint filed by an American male involving an alleged incident at the Nassau cruise port. Following an investigation by the Complaints and Corruptions Branch of the police force, Miller and Turner were taken into police custody. When brought before the court, the accused were given the option of having their case heard in the Supreme Court before a jury or in the magistrate's court. Both chose to proceed in the magistrate's court. Miller and Turner pleaded not guilty to the charge. Bail was granted in the amount of $5,000 each, with one or two suretors required. The two are expected to return to court on September 17th when their trial is set to begin. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
The Simpson Penn School for Boys has seen a significant decline in its rate of recidivism over the past 3 years, a sign of success for the facility. 34 boys are housed at that center for issues ranging from uncontrollable behavior to attempted robbery. Superintendent Basil Johnson highlighted the facility's current success.
Last 3 years, we had no absconding, and so rather than the boys trying to escape, they are asking for additional time based on the effectiveness of the center and the programs that are there. We have an inter-partnership relationship with the U.S. Embassy. The police force, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force were there on Tuesday with their mentorship program, and so it's going extremely well. We are in talks with BTVI to see if we can get a MOU so that the boys can have programs over the summer where they can be engaged in soft skill programs. That's your carpentry, masonry, so they can be certified.
Further, he says 9 of the young men recently graduated from BAMSI and are participating in the school's daily farming program, while several recently sat their BJC exams. Johnson says he's also working with the court to address an issue facing some of Simpson Penn's wards.
Me personally, working with the boys, I can be in a room with at least 35 of them without any officers there. And so we teach self-discipline, and so how to respect boundaries. We teach trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, respecting other people's space. And so they are self-disciplined. Because they would have aged out at the age of 18, it's not because of a new offense. It's just that their case was not heard in a timely manner. That is the only reason why some of them may transition over to the bigger prison.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Come, let's celebrate the Bahamas independence. Stop by Janae's Uniform Set and get 30% off selected Independence Polo items. Get an additional 10% volume discount for 30 or more pieces. Net items excluded. The net items, Janae's unique limited edition Independence tees. Don't forget the black, gold, and aquamarine ribbons in various sizes to decorate the home or office. Visit Janae's Chesapeake Road or text the Janae's digital team at 817-3295 or email sales@janae's.com or www.janae's.com. Happy Independence, Bahamas from Janae's.
Nassau, get ready! This June 27th, YBE Promotion and Excalibur Entertainment presents The Season of Love, Part 2, R&B edition, on the lawn of the National Stadium ground, with performances by... Get ready for Joe. It's Joe performing live. Come and experience the undeniable voice of Kelly Price. Kelly
price comes to Nassau. Bahamas own, the ZNS, Van Shaw, is Jimmy Cossier. Sometimes I love her. The legendary Brian McKnight. This will be an ultimate night of love. Saturday, June 27th, on the lawn of the National Stadium ground. Tickets don't sell now at Classy Cuts Hair and Nail Beauty Supply or online at ybepromotions.com. For info, Skybox and VIP packages, call 242-427-8111 or 242-357-0116. Be there.
The tastiest thing about soccer is sharing it with the whole team, just like the new Ready for Soccer. A delicious lineup of 16 slices and 4 flavor sections. Perfect for sharing from start to finish, even beyond the 90 minutes. Get your team together and dig in, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Oh, Royston and Marlena join us live for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now. It's not often that we're on opposing sides of the fence. I'm black, you're white today.
It's a good contrast. It's good to see you. I've got 3 words today, and I'll tell you one thing. I wasn't going to get excited, I wasn't going to dream, but 3 words. It's
coming home. We're in team colors today. That's what's happening there. England won the match today, 4-2 against Croatia. So we're a little excited over here. But pulling it back to what's actually coming up on the show, we've got the SPDC in the house tonight. We're going to be telling everyone about some opportunities coming up for everyone in the blue economy.
Absolutely.
So stay with us for that.
You could have let me in on it. Stay with us.
Weren't sure if we were going to win.
Stay with us, the Bahamas tonight. The National Report continues after this.
At Marco's, we make it better. Better ingredients, better flavors, better quality. A signature sauce that families have always counted on. We are not only serving your family, but our families too. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas with center squares or cheesy bread for just $29.95. When you want pizza you can trust, choose Marco's. Your family deserves the best. Marco's Pizza, crafted with heart and proudly shared with love.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to catch J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that?
Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for an online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never got to stand in line again.
Amen to that.
Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
Welcome back to another episode of The Movement. For generations, Potter's Key Dock has powered livelihoods without ever being powered itself. This historic marine hub has operated through ingenuity, resilience, and makeshift solutions. But today, it stands on the threshold of transformation. Well, the groundwork has officially started to electrify the Potter's Key Dock for the very first time in our nation's history. And the Ministry of Energy is calling the project a major step in modernization and sustainability. The Ministry of Energy is now laying the groundwork to electrify the dock for the very first time. And leading the charge is Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis, who toured the site meeting with vendors whose daily lives stand to benefit from this long-awaited upgrade.
I think all the vendors are grateful for it because we use sometimes 4 or 5 generators a year. And we say thank you to the minister.
So today, this project means access to reliable and sustainable power to continue to grow their businesses.
The electrification project is being led by the Ministry of Energy, working alongside Bahamas Power and Light, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, and the Ministry of Works. This new system will introduce lowering operational costs and environmental impact over time.
Each individual stall will have their own dedicated meter. We are also installing spare infrastructure for the next 20, 30, even 40 years.
The Ministry of Energy is so proud to be at the forefront of this national and historic initiative, and we invite everyone to celebrate the electrification of Fortescue Dock.
Now, vendors say that more reliable electricity changes everything. But of course, the Ministry of Energy says that this project is just a part of a more elaborate plan to make the Bahamas into a more energy-efficient place.
And that does it for the national report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends, came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exuma, exuma. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots for me as a handicapped individual. As a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because put your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God. Believe you will overcome.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
With the painting of the newest mural at the Ranfilly Home for Children, brand ambassador Berniska Bullard and SPCS National Women League volunteer Niha Italia explained the broader significance behind this latest initiative.
So today has been so exciting. We're so grateful at Ranfilly to have this partnership. We welcome 127 women from the United States, different states. It's been so cool. Partnerships like this is really important because we really depend heavily on donations and support from the public, and maintaining this relationship with the Ministry of Tourism has been so beautiful. They have been so receptive of us, and every time there's an opportunity or someone that wants to reach out and leave an impact in the Bahamas, we are always one of their first choices, and so we're so incredibly grateful. Today's mural project is not only was a fun activity, but it was also like practical. One of the things that we want to do at Ranfilly is continue to move forward and really move towards more sustainability. So the idea is to make this space very beautiful but also functional. We want to be able to live off the land and be able to feed our kids. So these beds are beautiful, but they're going to represent sustainability and more like healthy food and produce. So this is part of a bigger project towards going green, and we're so grateful for the Ministry of Tourism, of course, for this partnership and their continued support over the years.
I'm so grateful to the Bahama Tourism Debbie, social media, also the Ranfilly Home for Children, for giving us this opportunity and serve these wonderful people, the kids, to make any difference we can do as our part, We are not just adding today the colors on the wall, but we are also helping creating brighter and more welcoming the space for all these children who really in the need.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. This is Tourism Today.
It's viciously hot outside. Hear about the Met Office's warnings?
Plus, Bahamas Striping's job fair happens on Friday. Those details straight ahead.
Also, meet the country's newest scholarship recipients. Stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, the countdown is on to Run Bahamas.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royce Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. Access now.
Welcome indeed. There are certain things that often have a way of bringing people together in the Bahamas. Major sporting events, holidays, big national moments, of course, and occasionally a shared experience that absolutely nobody asks for, like this viciously extreme heat.
That's right. And this week, it seems to be the one thing everyone can agree on. But this isn't just about comfort. Officials are warning that heat index values in some areas could climb well above 100 degrees, which increases the risk of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. It's important to stay hydrated, limit prolonged time in the sun, and like our Diane Dorset rightly highlighted last night, be sure to check in on those who are more vulnerable to the heat. And I also love that she highlighted taking the extra care of the animals around you too.
I like that too. And while with the advice, of course, is serious, many Bahamians are, finding a way to make humor of it. I read a post asking if this was the same sun that Timothy Gibson asks us to lift our heads up to, which I found hilariously funny. And with that said, let's dive right into the news. A weather expert urged Bahamians to take the heat seriously as outdoor workers and animal shelters are already adjusting to the increasingly challenged conditions. Our Lyle Maycock braved the heat, as many Bahamians did today, to produce tonight's top story.
It's the kind of days where, boy, it hot, eh? Becomes part of our daily conversation, and where a quick step outside can feel like a warning to slow down. The Department of Meteorology forecasts elevated temperatures are expected to persist with high UV levels and heat index values in the triple digits across parts of the country. For those working outside, that heat is not just in the forecast, it's part of the workday. Veteran meteorologist Basil Dean urges those who must be outdoors to plan around the hottest hours of the day.
If you have to engage in outdoor activity, you would want to schedule that for the coolest part of the day, such as early morning and during the evening hours.
For construction workers on Apex job sites, Jamaro McCarty says the heat is felt most by the crews doing the heaviest labor out in the open.
And mostly it's affect the guys on the ground. They doing more handwork, so it's more, they drink more water compared to me and them.
And it's not just humans experiencing this heat. At the Bahamas Humane Society, the same heat brings a different kind of pressure. Staff member Alonzo Maycock, who spends hours a day attending to animals in the heat, says keeping dogs cool means extra water, ice, and constant attention.
All you need is a bunch of ice and some cool water. And you have to really watch the dogs because, they show signs of being really hot and exhausted.
General Manager of the Humane Society, Percy Grant, insists that extra care is critical before heat stress turns into an emergency.
We have a lot of reports of dogs dying from heat stroke. So it is important that people now prepare to be ready for the summer.
Veterinary technician Corey Roll suggests pet owners should know the warning signs.
Extreme panting, when their tongue is out like a little too much. It's normal for a dog to pant, but when you see their tongue is out too much, like all the way out, that's how you know it's really hot. If we're hot, they're definitely 10 times hotter because they have fur all over their body. So when you see them getting a little bit lethargic or laying down too much, it's also another sign.
And now as this heat stretch continues, experts say the message is simple. Don't wait to start experiencing the effects of heat to respond to it. Whether that's drinking more water, spending less time outdoors, or ensuring that your animals are experiencing shade and hydration, don't wait to start feeling the small effects until it becomes a bigger problem. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lyle Maycock.
Some great tips there. Thanks so much, Lyle. Well, if you're looking for a new career opportunity, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies might be the place. The company is hosting a job fair this Friday, June 19th, at their Soldier Road Industrial Park from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Company reps say they're looking for qualified candidates to fill a range of positions, like heavy equipment operators, such as excavators, loaders, and asphalt pavers. Patrice Stewart-Brown is the company's Human Resources Manager.
We'd love as many people to come out as possible. For instance, we're looking for laborers in the amount of, say, 20 to 25 laborers alone to start up the New Providence property. And I say start up because this is where we begin. It's not where we're going to end, but this is where we're going to start. We're looking for logistic clerks. We're looking for junior accountants. So it's a wide scope.
The ultimate goal is recruitment for the New Providence Road project, which will entail the paving of highways, main roads, feeder roads, subdivision roads, and any associated drainage systems. Interested applicants are encouraged to bring copies of their resume, any relevant certifications, and 2 Bahamian government-issued IDs.
Now, after a rigorous selection process involving more than 80 applicants, Marley Poitier and Kanique Ferguson emerged as the two students who stood out for their academic excellence, leadership, community involvement, and commitment to personal growth. Paul Savousis, Director of Operations at Atos Holdings, announced the next chapter in their educational journeys and the ample support they'll receive along the way.
Marley will be heading to the home of the Comets, Queens College, and Kanique will be heading to the home of the Big Red Machine, St. Augustine's College. Each scholar will receive a full 6-year scholarship covering tuition, books, and essential academic support. But beyond financial assistance, this program offers something even greater: belief, opportunity, and a pathway to success.
Both Marley and Kanique say they are grateful for the opportunity and determined to make or continue making their family, communities, and supporters extremely proud.
I'm very thankful for getting the scholarship, and I will continue to do well in my studies and continue to help out my community. And I pray for the future that I will continue to get more scholarship for future colleges, and I will continue to excel.
I will continue to do great in my studies and always try my best with God by my side. Do what is right, be a positive role model, and always be thankful for what you guys have given me, and try my best to always follow the 10 Commandments while also being a person of myself and being true to me, and make everybody proud.
Still to come, hear about the SBDC's new Blue Economy Initiative.
And of course, Diane Dorsett has your Access weather forecast, so stay close.
Hey, good.
Join us Sunday, June 28th at Rawson and Parliament Square for the Independence Beat Retreat. Celebrate the 53rd anniversary of Bahamian independence with an evening of culture, entertainment, and spectacular performances. The Cultural Village opens at 3:30 p.m., showcasing the best of the Bahamas. We'll see you there.
Save today, save tomorrow, save each and every day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. JBI long grain or parboiled rice, 5 pounds, $2.89. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.39. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. Sweet seedless watermelons, $7.99 each. Sweet pineapples, $5.99 each. Whether you're shopping for the week, the day, or stocking up for hurricane season, nobody saves you more than Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Everyone, it's Wednesday, June 17th, and it's time for your Access weather forecast. Your quick look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days. We'll once again be dealing with high temperatures. A heat advisory is still in effect for the northern and northwest Bahamas as heat index values climb between 102 and 108 degrees. Looking at our satellite picture, we're seeing mostly clear skies around the islands tonight as an area of high pressure dominates the area. Moving along, the first named storm, Tropical Storm Arthur, formed near Middle Texas this morning. That's this right here. Arthur is moving northeast at 9 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. It's not expected to strengthen significantly as we expect it to move inland over southwestern Louisiana by tonight or early tomorrow morning and then dissipate. And tracking the Atlantic, there is no tropical cyclone development expected over the next 7 days. Now looking at our 3-day boating forecast, in the northwest and central Bahamas tonight through Friday, we'll get southeast winds at 12 to 18 knots. Seas at 2 to 4 feet, high tides at 10:46 this evening and again at 11:13 in the morning. And in the southeast Bahamas, southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots with seas at 47 feet, and that small craft caution still in effect. Now, here's a look at your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
This girl named Nikki says she dancing here with me. Been after her so long, gonna keep her close to me, because this dance floor is packed. People dancing back to back, dancing to this sweet home sound. Everybody's getting...
That was your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access Weather Forecast. But join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dan. Now, the Small Business Development Center is taking the lead when it comes to elevating the blue economy. That's the sector targeting ocean-based commercial growth. The SBDC's Blue Economy program targets reef-positive micro, small, and medium-sized businesses.
Joining us tonight with all the details are SBDC Blue Economy Coordinator Garth Johnson and Misha Lockhart, Impact Funding for Bahama Reefs Program Assistant Manager. Thank you so much for joining us on Access Now.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you for having you.
So, Garth, the blue economy, I think for a lot of people is a new term. They're not fully understanding what it means. How can entrepreneurs take advantage of our marine and coastal areas to help grow their businesses while also keeping it sustainable and protecting the environment?
That's an awesome question. So with our program, we're focusing on businesses that rely on, like you said before, the marine and coastal resources, our marine and coastal environments. So definitely we have many businesses that fall within that sector, businesses that are interested in ecotourism, businesses that are interested in fisheries and seafood management, businesses that are maybe something to do with waste, you know, and recycling, and definitely environmental awareness programs as well. Definitely those businesses would be prime for our program.
That's a great answer. Misha, I want to ask you as well. Now, many, of course, businesses, entrepreneurs want to be growing their businesses. They want to do it sustainably, but maybe slightly hesitant about the cost of doing it sustainably. How does this program sort of help bridge that gap?
All right, so one of the ways we bridge that gap is we provide mentorship, we provide conservation training, business acumen training, in a seamless way to be able to integrate that without it having a heavy burden cost, as well as at the end of this program, successful businesses that we think have really benefited for the program receive seed funding to also mitigate some of those costs as well.
That's amazing.
Perfect. So 5 years from now, what would success look like for you in the program? How would you hope that it impacts, you know, the rest of the country? Because I think some people think if they don't work on the water, this doesn't apply to me. How does it impact everyone? And then, of course, how can people apply?
Absolutely. Definitely. So with the Small Business Development Center, we are advocates for supporting businesses. We understand that business can sometimes be lonely, and it's very hard at times. So we want to make sure that persons understand, especially within the blue economy, that there is a relationship that can happen together. We don't only have to extract from our environment, but we can also work together to ensure that we have some resources for now and for later as well. So we have 4 cohorts that are running with this program, and we encourage those to stay posted to the social media pages and the website of the Small Business Development Center, because we do have clarion calls for our cohorts, and they can apply through that avenue.
And just to build on that, success really looks like a network of businesses that not only are growing in the economy and using the blue economy and the marine resources, but also looking to protect it and also looking to, and looking to protect and conserve it for future generations.
So important. Thank you both for the work that you do.
Yeah,
thank you
so much for joining us. Hope to have you back soon. Well, of course, stay with us. Your ZNS Total Sports for Access Now is coming up right after this break.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make it a date. Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. It's the Kingdom National Parkinson Foundation's 26th Annual Gala Charity Ball. Cocktails begin at 6:45 p.m. Food prepared by international chefs. Tons of prizes and surprises. Entertainment by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band, DJ Gary Super Johnson, and the Dynamic Essence Band. Once again, it's Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. If you haven't already purchased your ticket, give us a call at 242-477-3782. That's 242-477-3782. With your help, we can continue to tell those with Parkinson's. We are not strong, and I'll be your friend.
Save today, save tomorrow, save each and every day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. JBI long grain or parboiled rice, 5 pounds, $2.89. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.39. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. Sweet seedless watermelons, $7.99 each. Sweet pineapples, $5.99 each. Whether you're shopping for the week, the day, or stocking up for hurricane season, nobody saves you more than Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Topping sports. Xavier Johnson claims gold in judo at the Tahiti Oceania Open in French Polynesia. Johnson besting his competition in the under-20 men's 73-kilogram class.
Honestly feels amazing. It was my first time ever hearing the national anthem in judo for myself, so it was like an incredible feeling, and like it gives me the push for me keep going and to bring it on to the next competitions later this year to be able to hear that national anthem even more and to be able to bring back more gold medals.
With this gold medal performance, Johnson resides within the top 20 of junior judoka rankings and top 150 in the world.
I'm hopefully going to try qualify for junior worlds and also senior worlds this year, and that's why me doing that tournament last week, because one of my goals for this year is to be rank 100 in the world in senior minus 73 kilos, so I can qualify for senior worlds.
Last year, Johnson claimed bronze at the Junior Pan Am Games. He discussed moving up classes and his expectations heading in.
Moving up to 73 kilos was the best choice because due to the health of me making 66, I was slowly becoming not able to make the weight anymore. So I knew me fighting 73 kilos would be the best choice, especially because I'll be more healthier, stronger, a little bit faster, and more concentrated into the sport rather than focusing on the weight cut all the time. I knew it was going to be the best decision, and it's been pretty positive so far for the whole entire 2026. I've been able to fight for medals for the whole entire year so far. So it's been a really good year so far, I'll say.
Johnson now has his sights on the upcoming Central American and Caribbean Games.
The Central American and Caribbean Games and Commonwealth Games. I'm honestly looking really excited for those two tournaments because I'll be able to show what I'm capable of again and hopefully be able to bring back the Games medal again.
And it's Wednesday, which means it's time for our latest feature story as part of our Women in Sports Wednesday series. Our Michelle Butler brings you the story of Grace Smith, a multi-sport athlete working aggressively to enhance her skill set.
Grace Smith is a dual-sport athlete who excels in both track and field and basketball. This season, she captured the BISS short put title and earned a third-place finish at the National Track and Field Championship. Whether she's competing in the shot put circle or on the basketball court, she continued to prove herself as one of the country's promising young athletes. But every athlete journey begins somewhere. She talks about what inspired her to take up the event and how she first got involved.
One day in PE class, we were doing a push-up contest, and I won. And one of my coaches told me that I'm very strong and I should try throwing. So I went to our school's throwing coach, Myra Aubrey, and asked her if I could join, and she said yes.
What started as a new challenge quickly grew into a passion. She explains what she loves most about shot put and why it continues to motivate her to push for more.
What really made me fall in love was the fact that I was naturally good at it, but even though I still trained to get even better.
With a national medal already to her name, Smith is focused on continuing to improve. She shares some of her short-term goals.
In my career, I foresee that I would break the BISS record and hopefully come first in nationals next year.
While shot put has brought her success on the track, basketball has also played a key role in her athletic journey. And while she enjoys competing in the field events, she says her heart is on the hardwood. For her, shot put is a passion, but basketball is the sport she hopes will carry her.
In the future, I want to be a professional basketball player and maybe represent our women's national team.
While the medals and accomplishments are impressive, she hopes her journey can inspire others to get involved in sports and chase their own dreams. She shared a message for young girls who may be thinking about joining athletics or trying a sport for the first time.
Just go for it. The worst thing that could happen is that you don't make the team or you're just not good at it, but then we have to work hard and come back next year and try again.
A bright future certainly lies ahead for her as she continues to develop her talents both on and off the field. And that'll do it for Women in Sports Wednesday. I'm Michelle Butler. Back to you, Swanson.
Thanks, Michelle. To the pool. The Mako Aquatics Club hosting their annual swim meet this past weekend at the Betty Kelly Kenning Complex. Our ZNS Total Sports team caught up with several coaches as they discussed the upcoming Bahamas Aquatics Nationals and time trials.
A national is always a big meet. You know, they always look forward. Swimmers always step up and swim well. We're looking to get some national records here. This year, some Bahamas records, Bahamas Open records. The swimmers have their eyes on a few records, so we're looking forward to that.
And a new running event set to hit the shores of New Providence early next year. Run Bahamas recently conducted a press conference outlining the details of the event.
A destination running event where participants will have the opportunity to truly run in paradise. This event will feature the full marathon, marathon relay, half marathon, 10K, Colors of Courage 5K, along with the virtual full marathon and half marathon options for those who want to be part of the experience from wherever they are in the world. Run Bahamas is more than a race. It's a runcation destination weekend designed to showcase the beauty, culture, hospitality, and energy of the Bahamas.
Run Bahamas, hoping to gather hundreds of participants, potentially providing a financial boost for local hotels, businesses, and transportation services.
We believe that Run Bahamas has the potential to make a meaningful contribution to our economy while positioning Nassau as a premier destination for endurance sports tourism. A very special part of this event is our Colors of Courage 5K, which will bring awareness to cancer and other non-communicable diseases, while supporting nonprofit organizations doing important work in our community. This year, we are proud to name the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group as our charity recipient.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Hump Day. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr., signing off until tomorrow.
Save today, save tomorrow, save each and every day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. JBI long grain or parboiled rice, 5 pounds, $2.89. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.39. Whole chickens, $1.99 per pound. Sweet seedless watermelons, $7.99 each. Sweet pineapples, $5.99 each. Whether you're shopping for the week, the day, or stocking up for hurricane season, nobody saves you more than Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas Striping Group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
We're still hanging out to glory here in the studio. As England advances, we're going to get more and more colors to the point where we have face paint on if we make it to the quarter semifinals. It's happening. But for now, that does it for Access Now.
Stay tuned for the rundown with Howard Grant. Good night, everybody.
So how's your preparation going? By now, you should be completing home repairs since the last storm, updating and replenishing your emergency kit, and paying closer attention to the ZNS networks for earlier than normal developments in the tropics and general storm tracking. Hurricanes don't wait. Why should you? This season, be weather smart, weather safe.
Bahamas. Hurricane season is here. Are you ready? The 2026 Atlantic hurricane season officially runs from June 1st through November 30th. 6 months of staying alert and prepared. Storms are named to help meteorologists, emergency officials, and the public communicate clearly and quickly during dangerous weather events. Hurricanes are also measured using the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale, which ranks storms from categories 1 through 5 based on wind speed and potential damage. And did you know, when a hurricane becomes especially deadly or destructive, its name is permanently retired out of respect for the lives and communities affected. Now is the time to prepare your emergency kit with a portable AM/FM radio. Review your family plans and stay connected to trusted weather information. Preparation today can save lives tomorrow. These are the names of the storms for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly, Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, and Wilfred. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Disaster Risk Management Authority.
Never swim alone. Don't go deep into the pool. Don't run around the pool because you might slip and get hurt. If someone else falls into the water, don't go in and get them by yourself. Call for help. Parents, sign up your children for Let's Swim Bahamas.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, How do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free Sunflower lanyard can email sunflower at nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
Making blood donations a part of your hurricane preparations is one way you can help to save lives during this hurricane season. Persons interested in donating blood are asked to visit the blood bank at the Princess Margaret Hospital between 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Fridays and 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Saturdays. Donors are reminded that as a part of the closure of outpatient services at the hospital during the passage of a storm, the blood bank will not facilitate external donations during that time. Once outpatient services are resumed, the blood bank will again receive external donations. For more information on how you can donate, please contact the blood bank at 322-8077 or 322-2861, extension 2635 or 2633.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I am Howard Grant. It is absolutely wonderful to have you with us. It's always great to be here with you. This is a beautiful Wednesday evening, hump day. You know that means that we are going to be in a panel discussion, our roundtable. We're here again, being able to jam with you, being able to give you a second dose of that great conversation that we had last week. I'm here joined by my very good friends, none other than Garth Roseborough, who's a political analyst and pundit and talk show host in his particular right, and also Ian Munnings. He's sitting here with us, being able to dive into these things. He's also a political analyst and pundit, and co-host for the talk shows, because I don't know if you do it no more. I see you doing it wild.
Still doing it.
You're still doing it, being able to do those things, right? And we're diving into these conversations. A lot has been happening in the past few days. Now, I have been doing my best to run away from this political conversation, but Andre Rollins keep pulling me back in. I just want to be decent as I say this, right? You know, just watching the House of Assembly and just being able to see this kind of zingers that's happening in there, I just want to know from you guys, I'm going to put it on the table, whether or not there is an appetite for this, whether or not there's this sort of an idea that the politics of it, that the campaigning concept of it, that this desire to be able to significantly persuade you to move in their direction at this time, whether or not the FNM is kind of lathering it on heavy, or whether or not this is what their belief is to be able to present in this dispensation before they find themselves moving toward leadership come next year. I put it on the table.
Oh, you look straight at me, and people feel, but they always feel I gotta jump on the FNM conversation.
It's on the table.
But watch this, though. Watch this. What is extremely clear to everyone, and this has nothing to do with a political bias. This has nothing to do with the idea that we have our favorite team, our favorite persons in politics. This is what is really the truth before us. We had a general election. The FNM got 8 seats. The leader of the FNM did well. He maintained his seat. Now that they are the royal opposition, as Howard said, the convention should have been this month. That did not happen. One of the main reasons that they would now have a convention is because of the question of leadership. The leader remains as their council voted it to be. What it says to us, the Bahamian people, is that Andre Rollins, in his bid and energy to be this pit bull for the Free National Movement, to be the most outspoken, to be tenacious, to be fierce, to be the people's champion in opposition at this particular time, has not even yet realized that the Council of the Free National Movement has already sidelined him as a leader until next year.
No. Not until next year.
Until when?
They have already sidelined the entire congregation of those particular persons who sit within the House of Assembly just from observation.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're generous in being able to identify.
I try to be.
Yeah, you're generous and very gracious by saying it like that.
I try to be decent.
However, if my only aspiration was to be able to move towards leadership and present myself qualified, capable, articulate, and experienced in this leadership capacity, and there comes a question of leadership, and I'm overlooked among 2 brethren, 3 brethren that sit among us, that means that all of us was overlooked.
Thank you.
But I think I'm of the opinion that what we are seeing Andre Rollins perform inside the House of Assembly is something that Mr. Michael C. Pentard should have been doing. And this is sometimes why the Bahamian people gravitated towards Mr. Lincoln being firmly than Michael C. Pentard. So you're also seeing that his position, he's standing on business, he's coming out and he's asking the questions. And these are the things that I think the general public wanted to see.
But I don't want you guys to structure it in such a manner as though that this is a front that Andre Rollins is putting on. I don't want you to structure it in a manner that this is a persona, an idea, an external clothing, an exoskeleton that he's putting on to present himself in this leadership role and capacity. This is who Andre Rollins has always been in politics. This is this tenacious, bodacious, I don't know, whatever kind of position that we could be able to put him in. He's always been boisterous. He's always been vocal. He's always been out there in his particular capacity. And the only question that I have is that a lot of persons are looking at him in leadership through the lens of 1992. I won't be decent.
Well, I want you to make it clear.
I won't be decent.
No, I like that.
You better be clear, yeah.
I won't be decent. I won't be decent. In 1992, to be able to go against the juggernaut and the giant of a political lord in this country, Lyndon Oscar Pinlin, they needed someone who could contend at the Free National Movement. They identified Hubert Alexander Ingram, who presented that. I mean what I say what I mean, identified what he needed to do, was strategic, was calculated, did what he had to do, and won. They're looking to kind of replace that with the exact same thing. This era and time needs a different type of leader.
But guess what I'm saying? In all of that, what made Hubert Alexander Ingram so masterful was in all of what you just said, he was a diplomat. You couldn't beat him in diplomacy. He was hitting nails on the head. He was saying what had to be said at that particular time. He was not only a leader in the free national movement at that time, he was a champion amongst the people of the Bahamas.
Dare I say.
And we said, you know what? Here comes a man who reminds us of Sir Lyndon, but a Sir Lyndon that when he first came out in '67, that type of ethical standard, that type of brilliance, that type of strength, that type of visionary outlook, this is what they saw in Hubert Alexander Ingram. You cannot come out now in 2026 with all of this boisterous attitude that you have, but you're not yet explaining to us what is the vision for the free national
No, but you
government.
skipped over something that you said. I agree with you with the vision concept, but you skipped over something that you said. You talked about the diplomacy, this kind of a posture of how people presented themselves accordingly.
Yes.
I think that the free national movement, especially from what we've seen in the House of Assembly, is being able to erode that level of trust that we had in them and erode the diplomacy that we knew that they stand for, that ethical standard and politics, that kind of an honorability that existed in there.
The diplomacy is there, Howard.
Where is it?
I'll tell you where it is. Subtly, it's in Lincoln Deal and it's in Franzette Gibson. I see it. These are the Trojan horses, or Fraser, yeah. These are, you know we got these funny names.
Because I was like, who's Francis?
Roseborough, yeah, I got it. But for Madam Gibson, she is a Trojan horse to me. I didn't see her coming. And her eloquence, her
she's
class,
eloquent, she's diplomatic,
her style, and she's diplomatic. This is what I'm saying.
Do you see Lincoln Deal as a formidable person to be able to hold this seat for 2 terms?
They have to develop him. This is where you invest in the person, and you're not investing in the person if you're going to wait until next year to choose a leader.
The Free National Movement will not do that.
Okay, well, there you go.
The Free National Movement did not develop Tommy Turnquest. The Free National Movement did not develop...
It was difficult. It was difficult to do that.
The Free National Movement is not an organization that will develop from the internal and then be able to say,
what has
okay,
been the
now
result of that?
we'll be able to present you for
what has
leadership.
been the result of
the
that?
Free National Movement has taken on the same concept and idea of what the PLP has done in terms of being able to go out and scout leadership. That's what they have done in the past. However, they didn't realize that what they should have been doing from 1992 to right now in this current position is being able to develop their branch, to be able to pull people in. They have not done that. I'm boggled in my mind. How could they not understand that it's important at this particular juncture to be able to pull people in the organization? The Progressive Liberal Party is building succession. They are building tier by tier the next dispensation of leadership in their organization now. They've started to do that from 2016 and they have not stopped yet. Strategically identifying and being able to invite persons like Clint Watson.
Definitely.
Strategically in being able to invite persons like Owen Wells, like Darren Pickstock, like Joe Beth Comey, all these newer persons like Mikhail Barnaby. One thing when you start calling names, you're, what happened when you said my name the other day?
You got to call the names.
All of you all who are 45 and under, let's go, 47 and under, the PLP has identified you and pulled you into the organization by strategy. This was a strategic approach to being able to understand the succession of leadership. The Free National Movement has dropped the ball from 1992 because the people who they pulled in the organization continue to genuflect to leadership and always to look at leadership to be able to carry us through, but not necessarily developing themselves. Nobody can bring you in and say, you could be the next leader. When they thought Lyndon Pinland was doing that, they fired Perry Christie, he fired Perry Christie and Hubert Ingram. If they had not learned by proximity, they would not have been prepared. Those who are in the organization should have learned by proximity, and I'm afraid to say that I don't see it being displayed. I don't see it being displayed. I don't see that the years that you would have slaved or tarried, let's be decent, let's use the church word, the years that you would have tarried with Hubert Alexander Ingram, with the proximity that you had to him, you mean to tell me nobody in the organization could lead now? You mean to tell me that we're going to hold on to 3 times failure? Well, I just want to be decent. I shouldn't be getting like this. Because this is my show. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
I'm supposed to let you all do that. Okay, do that for me.
But sometimes I like when you're not decent. I like when you're not decent.
I can't do that.
What the Free National Movement has, as well as even third parties like the COI now have, is an opportunity to display to us a totally different brand of politics in the Bahamas.
They can't.
No, you can't say they can't.
They cannot. If they could have, they would have. If you could have, you would have.
I said they have an opportunity. The first rule of opportunity when it comes to growth, Howard Grant, is humility. The Free National Movement doesn't have the humility. The COI isn't showing the humility. If they would humble themselves, as you just said, and became inclusive,
from their wicked ways.
and become inclusive as opposed to exclusive. Remember what you said. The Progressive Liberal Party was inclusive. They invited these people to the table.
It's strategic, though. It was strategic.
The invitation wasn't just, all right, come here, sit down in the corner.
Of course not. Of course
I try and explain this to you. The PLP from 2016 made significant inroads and invitation to the talent that exists in this country. Talent that you didn't even know you had, that they saw because of their polished experience eyes, said to you, have you ever considered this? And you say, no, I never considered that. And I say, well, why don't you come sit down and this and that? Hey, listen, we have this opportunity for you. They didn't talk to you about politics yet. They gave you an opportunity. And all of a sudden, because now you're working alongside the organization in the government aspect and seeing these things, you have aspirations. And you say,
let me see myself in the slide.
I think I could do frontline politics. I think I could do this.
You can do frontline politics?
Listen to me. The PLP did not bring you in and say, I think you should be a frontline politician.
They had an eye. I mean, they see an eye.
They didn't do that.
They don't do that.
They said to you, quietly,
I see some potential.
I see talent in you. Why don't you come here and do this?
Start off here.
So what happens in the Free National Movement since you was in there? When you want to become chairman?
Well, I don't...
What you mean you don't?
I didn't know how that has happened, by the way. I only got a call.
You wanted to be the chairman, yes?
I wanted to do whatever they asked me to do.
So let's go slow.
I got a call.
For the sake of the Bahamian people watching, right? Let's do this slowly before you go to your break. Howard Grant, you grew up in a family with a mother who is a former member of parliament, yes?
My mother and my father was in the house. Go ahead. Yes,
okay, good. What attracted you into the FNM, number one? Was it because of family,
my
number
mother.
one? Your mother, good.
And my family.
Now that you're in, what made you feel you could be in the front line?
Front line has always existed in me, sir.
Oh, it's in you.
It's in his DNA. It's in his DNA.
So in you already have your big head to believe you should be the chairman.
No.
You ain't 50 yet.
No, I didn't have to be 50.
But that's what I'm saying to you. But in your mind, you thinking chairman. You thinking like a PLP boss. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So I should join the PLP.
I mean, you thinking like progress.
God. Nobody's going.
He's trying to tell me people like Lincoln Deal and Miss Gibson and other people didn't come into the Free National Movement with a mindset that I'm going to be the leader of this party one day.
I don't know. I can't say that was their mindset.
Lincoln Deal has gone through almost every tier of the organization in terms of being
and you think knowing his father and mothers, you and I do, that young man don't have ambition to be the leader of this country?
Yeah, but his ambition almost means not in comparison to what the congregation is saying, whether or not they see leadership in anyone else. That's all I'm saying to you.
Okay, let me ask a question. And since if they see or don't see, let me ask a question. Is there anyone that they could see out of 8?
No, you don't understand this thing. They didn't just 8.
I think this is why I
This ain't just 8.
They're prolonging.
They're looking at
They're prolonging at this point.
They said after 3 failures, 4, the Free National Movement has gone 4 times. They lost general election 21, they lost by-election, they lost by-election, they lost general election. 4 times.
Yes.
1, you take Minnesota, because they didn't throw Minnesota. And 3 of those are responsible. Michael C. Pintard is responsible for 3 of those. The entire council, those men and women who are still there holding on, who are freedom fighters, can tell you for the days of old and when they started and how the dissidents still exist in the organization and what all the freedom fighters that still exist in the organization saw these 3 defeats, heard the position that Hubert Alexander Ingram has said, and said, I told him to go to that by-election, but they did it, lost twice. All these men and women sitting there and said, well, no, Michael, stay, because we have to be able to put ourselves together, and we'll wait until next year. Not just wait until next year, we'll do a post-mortem. You'll stay, and then we'll go to a convention next year. That means that not even a glimmer of leadership, no one in the organization has said, you need to challenge this. No one in the organization has said, I need to challenge this position.
I'm thinking if it was present June, they would have actually did it. And they're not doing it now, so they're going to wait till next year. So what are you?
So what's the change between now and next year?
It's now.
What you mean? What's the difference?
What can change between now and next? It's still going to be 8.
Well, you know what's going to change between now and next year?
Positioning.
You know what's going to change between now and next year?
Help me.
Social frustration, aggravation.
From who?
The Free National Movement will aggravate the populace of this country, those persons who are on the edge, and if the COI finds themselves in the position that they can be able to strengthen themselves, identify a real transparent aspect of being able to go to leadership, like Dr. MacGyver and other persons being able to put themselves in this, not just her, come on, just calm down. You're doing too much. I didn't see your face as though you have a stomach ache. You need to calm down, right? I'm saying to you, if the COI structures themselves accordingly, has a transparent avenue.
Structures?
Yes.
When are they going to do that?
I'm saying...
Can they do that? You use words like can't. Can they do that?
But I gave you
I
gave you a prelude.
No, not prelude. I mean, driving a Honda tonight. I want to know, can they do that with the character that they've now fostered for the Bahamian people? One of being agitated, one of being angry, one of being miserable. I want to know, can they actually structure to show us an entity that can govern this country?
I believe that the young populace are looking into one thing and one thing alone.
Please tell me.
Can you deliver?
That's what he's saying, structure.
That's it.
The structure.
Can you deliver?
Structure. And I don't see it. I don't see it how
they're not going to be there. They're not their parents.
I know you get me right.
They're not their parents, and they're here now.
I gotta take a break.
They want their opportunity. But
let me drink some water.
They want their opportunity, and they say that, can you deliver it right now?
That's what young people want.
I got to take a break. We got to get to a break. Let me tell you why. Because this conversation, we're talking. You said, can they do it?
Yes. Can they?
And I said to you, in the event that they identify a shift in leadership.
Okay.
No, I got to take a break. Ladies and gentlemen.
In the event, can they shift the same way they take a break and come back? I got to take a break. You want to play games? This the rundown, boy.
He won't be able to get, he won't get hot and heavy tonight, guys. Quick break.
Not tonight.
Quick break. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back after this.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
Welcome back to The Rundown. It's Wednesday. That means it's a round table discussion. I'm here having great conversations, heated, because it seems like Garth wants to fight me tonight. I'm sitting with none other than Garth Roseborough, who's a political analyst and pundit. Being able to do that, he's also a talk show host, and I'm also sitting here with Ian Munnings. He's also a political analyst and talk show host, pundit, being able to dive into these conversations. We've been talking everybody business. I only asked them a simple question at the forefront. Listen, whether or not the people are fatigue of this campaign run post-election. That's how it started. And it ended up with the concept and idea as to whether or not the strength exists in the Free National Movement to be able to shift. And if they don't shift, the possibility of being able to look externally, the possibility of being able to look externally in the country for a different form of leadership. I threw on the table, if in the event that with the possibility. God, fight me for this word. I gave him a prelude. I said, if the COI decides to have a transparent convention and people socially and otherwise capable and astute decide to be able to put themselves forward and people identify them in a particular light, they could now possibly become the official opposition of this country. Is that a far-fetched? Is it too far?
Listen.
I feel like it was far. I feel like it was like a Hail Mary conversation.
It's like one of those things you just threw over my head just now. But hey.
Just talk to me.
Something happened to me in grade 9 at St. Augustine's College.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
I had a teacher by the name of Miss Bhatnagar. She taught chemistry. Number 1, yes, she's from India. Number 2, she talks funny. I can barely understand what she's saying anyhow. Number 3, I must go home on the first night and learn the periodic table. You got to be kidding me. ZNCl2H2O. What the hell? What that got to do with the Bahamas? I wasn't interested. The people in the COI and in the FNM are saying that they are not interested, Howard Grant, in how we think. You and I sat together for more than 3.5 years trying to figure out when will they become interested. They said, stay out of our business, number 1. Number 2, we got a plan.
Lies.
That's what they said.
All lies.
Up until...
And I don't say it as though you're a liar. I'm saying as though this was deflection and you just wanted us to stay out your business and saying you got a plan. And we wait now, post-election. Today is what, June 16?
Yeah.
And we ain't see the plan yet.
Then we said to you, and they say, oh, they must hate us. They must be only for progress. And at that particular time, as show host, we were trying to be as neutral as possible to build country. We were talking about this theme of building the Bahamas and going to the next level. Then we said to them, my God, at least give us some candidates. Did we not say that?
Yes.
How long did it take for them to give us candidates? The year of election, this was 2026. Do you realize they just gave us candidates back in February?
Yes.
Are they insane?
When did Leo get his nomination in March?
He was the last one.
He was the very last one.
Yeah, after he got his pension thing sorted out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's understandable. I think he's a great candidate, by the way.
No, I think he is absolutely astonishing.
But this is a conversation from the Free National Movement, or this is a conversation from the COI? I want to be clear when you say that.
This is the national movement.
Right, I want to be clear. I want the viewers to understand.
Because the COI actually got their candidates before the Free National Movement.
It was a rush, but they did. But
the COI had their candidates a long time.
And we found that the Free National Movement was walking behind the faster moving COI.
Because
not just walking behind with tracing paper. You remember the tracing paper?
Yes.
When you put it over there's particular things and then you just jot out the whole thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But bear in mind,
They've duplicated a lot of what we see in the COI do.
But this is not what we've been seeing from the Free National Movement. The Free National Movement that the Bahamian people would have been accustomed to.
Accustomed to?
Accustomed to.
Hold on.
I said accustomed
this
to.
This Hubert Ingram Free National Movement, let's be clear.
Whether it's the Ingramites section or whether or not it's the movement within the Free National Movement. I'm speaking in regards to what people outside looking in presume the FNMs.
They presume that
there was a persona on the FNM.
So you
there was a persona on the FNM, Howard. The persona on the FNM was basically chartered to one thing. They were financial. They were able to move. They were able to get some things done. If they went to the business communities, they were able to tap into some things and get some things done.
That was because
we have not seen that. We have not seen that at all.
Hold on.
We have not seen that.
Hold on. Let's be clear. When we have in these conversations, the Free National Movement is not an open organization for all intents and purposes. If you understand the organization, is not as open as you'd like it to believe. That it is. The Free National Movement is a segmented organization. Cecilites, Ingramites, Minnesites.
Okay, stop, Howard Grant, stop.
This is the truth.
Stop. Didn't I just say to you a while ago that it's going to be necessary for them to find a new way of structuring leadership in the party? You need someone who can come and erase all of that.
I had to give you the divisions in the organization for you to understand that the activation that you saw in 1992 was the adoption and the discipleship of those people who understood that there was leadership that existed in Hubert Alexander Ingram.
And they got to dismiss that.
So those persons who saw leadership in Ingram, who followed him, they activate. When he said, let's get this done, let's get this done.
Well, I'll ask you a question.
When Ingram stepped off the scene, the only people who rose in the organization who eventually became, let's call them Minnescites, were those persons who were rejected, not in a bad way, by Hubert Alexander Ingram.
What do you think about the Zenon's representative?
How did we get there?
I'm going to ask you, what do you think about Zenon's representative?
No, that's a deeper discussion.
I'm going to have to ask him that.
In which sense?
We spoke about Rollins, but now we're also seeing him do certain things within the House. I'm just saying. There are 8 candidates.
He's a part of a different segmentation in the Free National Movement.
But we're seeing 8 candidates. And you're seeing the more vocal ones. We're looking at the more vocal ones and the ones that are presenting themselves in the forefront for the Bahamian people to look at. This is what we're seeing.
Okay, so
I want you to be honest with me.
Before your honesty actually spills out to the Bahamas, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Get myself in trouble.
Right? So let's be clear about this.
Yes.
Adrian White is a seasoned senior politician in the Free National Movement.
Yes.
Okay?
2-time.
I don't care about his youth and how you see him. This is not his first time around the merry-go-round. He's been there. Kwesi Thompson has been there.
Okay.
Okay? Who else?
Well, the leader's been there.
Michael Pintard has been there.
Yeah.
Okay? When you start to talk about Adrian White, you also have to be able to bring into the conversation Kwesi Thompson.
Okay.
Who both were looked over at the convention where Michael Pintard was chosen for leadership. Okay?
Good point. Good point.
So when you identify them, whilst they do have leadership potential, there are tiers of leadership in this country. There is local government leadership. You good right there. Praise God for you. Let's start decent.
I asked you the question because I was watching on the news and I saw Leslie Miller.
You didn't want me to answer the question?
No, I don't want you to answer this yet. But I saw Leslie Miller stated that he doesn't, by this time they need to stop doing what they're doing, allow Rollins to become the leader, and allow the deputy to be Michael Abana Ellis.
Yeah, but
This is what he said. He said the lady that...
It sounds good. But it's not practical.
It's not a practical approach to be able to talk about leadership.
You're missing an element.
I'm trying to get you. There are tiers of leadership in this country that we seem to forget. Whether that you is school board leadership, and that's great. Whether that's a PTA leadership, that's great. Whether that's a CYM leadership, and that's great. Your aspirations continue to be able to cause you to travel through these particular tiers. Some people hit a glass ceiling in their pursuit for higher leadership. And it is only because they're not prepared, maybe because that ladder doesn't have the extra steps or whatever the case may be. Maybe they need to learn some charm, maybe they need to learn some social elements or whatever the case may be. We're not calling anyone dumb. It's just that leadership calls for more than just being able to have knowledge in your head.
So you
still have to know how to be, whether or not you identify that as popularity, or whether that is understanding how to navigate. It's a social concept, it's a science to being able to deal with people.
There's an intention in the Free National Movement.
With that level of grace that I've actually explained that, Adrian White has hit a proverbial ceiling where his leadership capacity presented over the past term, right, has made all of us to understand he could do local representation, because this is men and women of his ilk that continues to be able to put him in this particular position. But as it relates to national leadership, he is not how we would have identified Brent Simonet. Brent Simonet is a high caliber leadership that...
Intention. Remember you said intention? Intention. That's the word.
Brent Simonet is a high caliber leadership, and you can't, only because if you seek to be this... dismissive or divisive, you could be able to identify him by his hue, but his talent is far beyond what you see on the surface. Now, everyone else can't say that. Leadership goes deeper than your skin. Brent Simonet has that leadership, and he's proven that time and time and time again. And he's been rejected based upon campaigning by the Bahamian people because of a fear that existed before. But if you look at Adrian White in his particular capacity, I believe that there are a couple more tiers for him to climb and be able to prepare himself. This dismissive concept, this kind of an aggressive concept, the time that we live in calls for a different type of leader. okay? If we want to talk about Hubert Ingram style and the way that he's done a kind of a Margaret Thatcher iron fist concept, he had to be that to be able to go up against a giant in Hubert in Lyndon Pitman. He had to be that. Everything that you've seen come out of this, everything that you would have seen come out of this, the reason why Perry Christie didn't climb is 2 reasons. One, he was extremely charming, but the time didn't call for charm. The dispensation that we was in, it called for a strong leader who was decisive in his position and who could pull people along. That's why Hubert Ingram kept beating him. He won once with the help of a campaign, so forth and so on, against him, but he kept getting beat.
What is your view, Howard, about the youth, what we have not seen come to the polls? The youth who is abroad and they're looking at the cameras and they're watching on and they're saying that this is their home too, and they want to be a part of this. They want to be able to stake their piece of opinions within these things and these spaces and be able to grab a hold of something that is for them. My question to you is that what position the country is going to be moving in with these people looking on and saying, I need delivery, but I need delivery now?
The PLP is in a unique position. Let's talk about this, okay? The PLP is in a unique position. They have attracted so much young people. They've attracted so much young people. So much young people are running into the organization with the desire to be able to serve. They're looking for jobs, they're looking for opportunities, they want experience, they want exposure. The PLP is eager to provide them as much as they can. They're giving them representation to say that, all right, I may not get you right now, but you could see that we care about youth, we're putting youth in place. But the truth of the matter is that the young people are becoming very anxious. And they're not going to sit around too long without being able to keep themselves occupied. And so eventually you'll see them branching off. The Free National Movement, if they don't recognize this and they don't create that sort of that safety net, that net for them to kind of run into, they're going to, that's why I'm saying to you, the Free National Movement will be overlooked if they're not creating a net for young people who are seeking to leave the PLP, because this is it's just a natural inclination of life, okay? I hear you ain't had nothing for me to do, I go on. But I see so much when I was here. I got to use this someplace else. They can't use it in F&M. Because the F&M don't want you. The F&M closed until new leadership come. I'm telling you, the F&M don't want nobody else come until new leadership. Oh, you ain't gonna mess up my chances to get in there. You understand? Oh, this is a talented fella. Close the door quickly. They like Morgan Freeman and Lean on Me. But you remember the movie Lean on Me?
But I think
Close the door.
But I think with that level of leadership, I think one can't go in there and ask, can I get an opportunity to lead? I think that you're going to have to take on the aggressive role and put yourself in the position so I can.
Yeah, but you say that and we get right back to Andre Rawlings.
You have to take it.
Brave Davis took this leadership and he took your minds as the populace, as the country. You found yourself saying, safe with Brave. You found yourself saying that. And the repetition made you believe that. And when you look around and you made the assessment, you knew that. And Brave Davis ain't fight no one. When Hubert Alexander Ingram stood up and say, if you don't want Sabas to be Prime Minister, don't vote for Sabas. Vote for the young boy. Vote for Travis. I was enraged when I watched that. I couldn't believe that a former prime minister say something like that on the stage. I was enraged when I watched that. Brave came the next day and said, well, I want to thank my good friend. I want to thank my good friend, Hubert Ingram, and being able to support me. But let's just get something clear. It's only one prime minister on this ticket. That's Brave. I hear Sabah say nothing about that. I hear no one say nothing about that. The level of grace, they ain't throw no rock, they ain't do nothing, they let the F&M and the COI do everything, and the PLP still won, and Safe with Brave take almost 10 of them over the victory line. Now you tell me if aggression can win you anything next go round. People looking for grace. They're looking for this kind of an understanding to be able to put people looking for empathy. Everybody hurting. They don't need nobody else yelling at them and screaming. People looking for grace and empathy and a very clear understanding in a deprived country. People want you to give them a sign of hope. They don't want you to cuss them. They don't want you to scream at them and say to them, this is what you're going to do. Huh?
where the money is with this one hat strapped to his chest. Nobody into that. They want vision. They want you to say, yes, your baby daddy left you. Yes, this happened. Yes, these things happen. We're creating opportunities for you. Not just to give you $200. I just want to be decent, man. We're creating opportunities not just to give you $200. People want that. And Bahamian people know something very well. They know something very well. They're not, a lot of us don't have the ability to articulate and say, well, I don't like what he did in these particular areas because of boom, boom, boom. But they could say, my spirit just don't take to this. Because there's an inclination inside of you that says, I don't think this fella has... What do you think, God? My best intentions at heart. Talk to me.
Talk to you, son. You campaign and I want to know. You just sound like you want me to vote. I thought this was...
You ready to vote, Tony?
I thought this was run down.
You was ready to vote. You was ready to vote.
God. Guess what? I hear something with West Grand Bahama.
God, you need to stop it.
I just hear something with West Grand Bahama. I don't know. I mean, I just said...
This guy is the limit.
He wearing blue.
But he's from down there, no. He's from there. He's from there.
I just said...
He's from there.
You and I having a conversation, not him. We ain't talking no more.
You can't be on my show and talk to each other. He's a grand. He's a grand. He has plenty family members down there. I am saying to you, when we look at leadership, leadership requires more in this era.
Listen to Howard Grant. Listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me very, very carefully.
Let me hear it.
This is what has to happen. Number one, you made an announcement that you're going to delay the convention and you're also going to delay the choice of leadership. The word here is delay. Lincoln Bain, the COI.
Delay in this instance is deny. But go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Knowing Lincoln Bain, and as savvy as he is, I will guarantee you tonight on the rundown that he will have his convention before this. He's going to show you that he's always 1 or 2 steps ahead of the Free National Movement without spending a dollar. This is what he does. If you are in the Free National Movement and you have any aspiration of, number 1, leadership, number 2, becoming the government, you have to, number 1, beat Bain to the deal.
Lincoln Bain is beating you to a life.
No.
Lincoln Bain is beating you.
No. The Free National Movement has to beat the COI to the convention. That's number 1.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. No one who's sitting within the confines of a Free National Movement organization can ever do anything to supersede the organization. You move in tandem with the organization. I cannot have a convention without being able to first be able to move myself in that direction.
I agree with you, but I'm saying this is going to be the result of you not being able to do that. That's the point I'm making to you. Lincoln Bain laws are not that structured that they got to deal with all of that hoopla. Tomorrow just call.
It's called Red Day.
We can have a convention.
Like tonight, he says he's going to do it live.
That is attractive to young people. Young people believe in now.
Right now.
That's all I'm simply saying to you. The other thing I'm going to say to you is this. If you have any aspiration to be the leader of this country and the leader of the Free National Movement, you have to be able, like a pastor that I am, start visiting people. Spend your money visiting each constituency, visiting those people in the council, visiting the houses, sitting down with people,
with the sick and shut in,
tasting food. Do these things.
With the sick and shut in.
Yes, do these things. And win them over and get their heart.
Win the hearts of the people.
Win the hearts of the people. Once you get the heart, all them Mennonites and them Humanites and all them other nights you're talking about, they dead. You kill them with love. You got to be a loving entity and stop being one that is just so spiteful and evil and want to attack everybody and assassinate everybody. We ain't got time for that, man. We want to build a country, we build in progress.
Is this another commercial break? Or we wrapping? Is this a commercial break or we wrapping? We break, we'll take a quick break, guys. Gonna take a quick break, gonna be right back after this.
First safety rule I remember is to never swim alone. Second rule, tell someone where you're going and what time you're expected to be back. Safety rule number 3, whenever you're on a boat or canoe, always carry a life jacket, when you're a weak swimmer or a strong swimmer. Safety rule number 4, don't dive into unknown waters. Safety rule number 5, parents, Don't be on your cell phone when you're at the beach, pool, and with your child.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make it a date. Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. It's the Kingdom National Parkinson Foundation's 26th Annual Gala Charity Ball. Cocktails begin at 6:45 p.m. Food prepared by international chefs. Tons of prizes and surprises. Entertainment by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band, DJ Gary Super Johnson, and the Dynamic Essence Band. Once again, it's Saturday, June 27, 2026, 7 p.m. at Atlantis Paradise Island. If you haven't already purchased your ticket, give us a call at 242-477-3782. That's 242-477-3782. With your help, we can continue to tell those with Parkinson.
We are not strong, and I'll be your friend.
My name is Omar Ferguson. I've been disabled now from 2009. What inspired me to start my own business? It was the determination to know that I still had something left in me, even though a lot of my independence, my mobility was being restricted. In my disability, it's kind of hard finding the investors or the capital. For example, national insurance. The benefit that we receive, it's a lifeline. And at any business that you're going to take, it's going to be a risk. We're not looking for handouts, but we want you to understand that we still need a little special care. This literally gives us a backbone that, hey, we could actually stand someday. This is the business I know it's going to be a risk. Even going through that process, I'm still dependent on national insurance. Overall, being in the program itself has put me in a place where I feel young again. I feel like anything is possible. I would say to others with disabilities, look around your community, just like you guys said in one of the modules. See what is needed in your community and go for it. Don't be afraid, just go for it.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. Howard Grant sitting here with you, having great conversation. I hope that you're enjoying it. This is a Wednesday evening roundtable discussion. They seek to provoke me into this sort of position. I ain't gonna fight them. Sitting with none other than Garth Roseborough, who's here being as mischievous as possible. He's doing his endeavor best to rattle my cage. Amen. He's sitting here with us. He's a political analyst and talk show host. I'm also sitting here with Ian Munnings, who decided to be able to throw a couple curveballs at me as we try to be able to be as decent as possible and being able to talk about these things. He's also a political analyst and a talk show host. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for being able to do this. I don't know whether or not somebody got to give me a trophy for talking about the FNM, because this is too much. I just don't really, God, we've been doing this for years.
Howard.
God, how long we talk about the FNM?
Howard.
The FNM is not interested in anyone having anything to say from an external standpoint until they revisit what they have done in 1990 and go looking for someone in the community to say, are you interested in running the FNM? They will do that. And it will happen over the next year.
But the difficulty with that is this. We're nearing the end of the budget right now. And so as we draw close to the ending of the budget, we're thinking about some of those things that the Progressive Liberal Party has already started. And we're looking at some of those things nearing completion as well. So if you're looking at those things, and you're talking about a particular political party that is still trying to find its footing or still trying to find its way, what position they're going to be in?
In my humble opinion, as a man who has been doing this here, talking my guts out to you for the past decade, if the Free National Movement had stuck to the budget and speak about the specificity that exists within the confines of the budget and how it can help or cannot help, we would be doing the exact same thing. We, ourselves, and the populace are distracted by the wranglings that happens in the House of Assembly every day, and if it bleeds, it leads. Meaning that because this is capturing both social media and traditional media, we are led to have a conversation about these things. The Free National Movement who desires for us to stay out of their business keep pulling us back in. Okay? And so that's all I'm saying to you. As we're looking at them, there is, we have gone through the entire budget debate. And the only thing that we could remember is Andre Rollins. Well, let's be decent. Let's can't say only thing that we could remember. The only thing that has been significantly highlighted is Eric Gardner.
Yep. Politician number one.
Okay? That's the only thing that has been significantly highlighted. That and the unearthing of a great deal of conversations and concepts and ideas that existed in past years with members that aren't even in the House of Assembly no more.
That's it.
What we talking about this? What are we talking about? This is where we are in this country.
I think that they should have stuck to identifying issues that are pending with the Bahamian people. And so rather than deal with the issues, they're kind of finding every
deflecting.
Yeah, they're deflecting from so many different things. It's like 1 minute is Mr. Eric Gardner, 1 minute is something else. But, you know, the thing about it is this. I think that they're giving too much air to this particular situation. The reality is that there is an individual that is in the custody of the United States. They have an investigation that they are doing. Let them do what they're doing. We have a country to run. We have people that are hurting. We have people who are looking for opportunities. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for young people who can be more productive and become more progressive in their spaces of where they are, granting opportunities. And I think that the country must be mindful in regards to looking into the country and stating that those informations and things that are being disseminated, whether through Facebook or WhatsApp, this goes to the global world. We must be mindful as a people.
You know, when I look at this whole entire situation, I said to Howard and yourself, this now presents a grand opportunity to bring forth leadership in an organization. If they were listening to the debate, the budget debate, if they were studious about it, they were able to articulate it, they were able to break it down, to make it sensible to the masses of the Bahamian people, showing the young people how the future will be impacted based on this debate, how they will fit in to this particular model. Then we would have seen a natural leader being birthed from the organization.
Definitely.
Because you're giving a stellar performance, it's a mature performance, and it's something that I can believe in. Right now, I'm saying trash. I'm saying ghetto attitude. I'm saying people who have a job and an office who are not fulfilling the mandate that we send them there for. We're not interested in any legal, leave that for the police and for the DEU and the DEA and the CIA. And leave that for them to deal with. I want you to show me how my country is now about to be developed.
How
and
can
you're
it
not
progress?
doing that right now.
How can it progress?
Grand opportunity being missed once again, and you're telling me you're not going to be ready for me for another year. I'm not interested in you.
And meanwhile that is happening, you have a party that is in place that is saying to you that we have started a lot of these things in terms of clinic roads, water lining, all of these different things that are happening. And they're saying to you that this, now we're going into budget and we're going to try to conclude some things.
Yes.
So if they allow that these things start to come to fruition, you know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen is that we're in for a rough ride over the next 4 years, 5 years.
Who's going to have a rough ride?
The Bahamian people.
No, sir.
Yeah, if we're going to be sitting down listening to this.
No.
Right?
No, we're not going to do it.
We praying to God, we're going to have some sort of a vigil to be able to pray to God that whatever happened with Eric, we could hurry up, we could settle this. Jesus, let's settle this, Jesus.
Listen.
Settle this.
Howard, you and I have sat on many a show, and we know how this is going to work out. After this scenario plays out, the next talk is going to be the hospital and the health system. After that, it's going to be immigration. Too much Haitian, too much foreigners in the country.
You need them.
No job. I just say it. This how the conversation is going to go.
Dissemination of information is very important. I want people to understand.
Right now, there's
the country can't build itself.
Let's be clear
The country cannot build itself.
I'm saying, no, there's a spree of violence in the country. It's going to be a talk about national security.
Okay.
These are major hot buttons that Howard can identify.
And the hot buttons have always been able to come to the forefront from the from the Free National Movement.
Yes.
The Progressive Liberal Party has sat in the position. We always say that they shine in opposition. The PLP shines in opposition. They identify the things that they need to do. They prepare themselves. They put a path together. They say, VAT 12%, we can cut this down by 2. How? And then you're pulled into a conversation because they present vision.
Yes.
And everyone like me and others who sit in this space will call them and potentially lose your job. Because when the FNM said, I had to find out how y'all gonna cut this. How y'all gonna cut this? Because they present vision in opposition.
But the
Free National Movement do not present vision in opposition. They only deflect and relentlessly row and barter on a particular concept and idea and try to maybe convince us that corruption is afoot and there's a rat about. Guys, that's the show today. I want to thank you all so very kindly for being able to do that, be able to sit with me today. I enjoyed that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to sit with us. That does it for us here at The Rundown. Garth, his mouth is wide open, trying to be able to figure out he had something more to say. I got to go.
Now you're going to get ready to run. He's getting ready to run.
This is The Rundown. Be sure you stay locked in the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast in the country. And the latest with information with Corvette Pipe from all of us here at ZNS. I'm Howard Grant. Thanks so much for joining.
At the 66 Steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
You and Your Money is brought to you by Sandollar, Swains Key Lodge, Focall, and RM2.